Thank you for picking up the Sticks. It's episode 111, Sticks Gaming Podcast. I'm Mike Kernat. To my right, Mike Steak Carnia.
What's going on, Xbox fans? What's going on?
To my left, Art. He also has a date and price for Rosian. Just gotta ask him. Gotta ask him nice.
Just name the place and the time. I'll let you know the price.
He'll name the price. That's the most important part. So, well, first of all, thank you for your patience.
You gotta ask. Can't afford it.
Thank you for your patience on that joke as well. But thank you for your patience. We pushed a week since we had life. It happened last week and we were all busy. Good thing we did, because Microsoft,
Good stuff.
you know, per usual, the internet wins. The internet leaks something, end up being true. And Microsoft's like, all right, well, let's do this. And honestly,
Props to them for that.
like they handled it phenomenally.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like the whole, it was like I was going to bed and then I was pulling up Twitter right before I go to bed and I see the Xbox Series S
Right.
and the price. I'm like, that looks real. That looks
Right.
very super real. Then I woke up the next
And
day.
then you look and you go, oh, that's tweeted from the Xbox account.
Yeah, then
Okay.
I wake up the next day and that same exact photo is from like, all right, let's make it official. It was a thing, and like, all right, cool. This is a thing.
I
now.
love the whole what is it? I don't even know what that is, but that monkey with the eyes or whatever.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
they're looking around.
Suspicious looking monkey.
It's like they made fun of the situation. They were like, all right, let's just post it. They post a video.
Fuck it.
Phil came out and be like, hey, and he said like it's supposed to be next week, but life happens, whatever it is.
Right.
Let's put it out there, and then they give you the X price along with it and the date, and they kind of and they really kind of use the negative momentum from the internet to their favor. Like they turned it around.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing. But we'll talk more about the Series S later. We got two Nintendo show. What do they call them? The partner showcase and
mini directs, two mini directs.
and the Mario 35th anniversary. They just barely made it. Just a couple months left. Just barely
close
made
one.
it. So we'll talk about that too. On top of just all kinds of fun stuff from the last couple of days. To be honest.
It's finally getting exciting again. I feel like it's
there's
E3.
all kinds of fun stuff.
Yes.
All my news is from today.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean that's a lot of it.
I mean, I suppose the Series S stuff did start like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
so.
right.
Okay.
So, guys, I can only half make my joke anymore. It's September, and we know some of the prices now.
Yeah.
So we're halfway.
getting
We're
there.
like halfway there.
We're getting there.
Let's keep this off though.
I really thought about wearing my PlayStation shirt and putting like blue painter's tape with a circle and a slash through it.
That would have been awesome.
Man, I got so many thoughts, but we'll get there when we get there. Steak, what you playing?
A lot.
Man, I'm back on my shit too.
A lot. It's yes.
I got something special for you guys in a minute. So.
Excellent.
I'll wait my turn.
I have more than zero, so that.
Hey,
This
there
is
we
a
go.
big
That's a
show.
plus.
Big show, guys.
Tune it. Get ready. Settle up. It's gonna be a long one. All right, I'll try to get through these quick. Okay. So let's see. Let's start with I ran through once again new Super Lucky's Tale.
Okay.
So that was recently released on Game Pass. So it did change up some of the stuff from the original game, and then it has all the DLC and everything too. So all like the challenges and stuff. I ran through it again. I still fucking love that game. It's great. So if you've never played it, I mean, it's like the best you can. It's like the best platform you can get on an Xbox. Like in terms of like outside of like Ori, but like I mean, but like in terms of like a Mario,
3D, right?
like a Mario type platformer.
It's like
Yes.
it's a 3D platform.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they got like quick levels and side scrolling levels too.
Oh,
so
cool.
they got like 3 different types of like levels.
Nice.
Then I loaded up Battletoads.
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And
It's okay. It's nothing special. It's fine. It feels compared to Streets of Rage 4 that just came out recently. It feels a lot more sluggish.
Okay.
And slow. But I got to a point where I was finally like, all right, like kind of got the handle of the controls and everything, and I was enjoying it. It's fine. I'm glad I never spent money on it. I'm glad it was a Game Pass game.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
That's the slogan. I'm
Seriously.
glad I didn't spend more money on this.
Exactly. So I would have been pissed. I would have paid like $30 for it.
Every person I've seen talk about Battletoads talks about how much they love the cartoon interludes, but the gameplay is just like
Oh my god.
it's like the highs and lows of that game, or like
The story is hilarious. Like the second level is all 3 of them doing their off-duty jobs.
Okay.
And it's hilarious. You're basically just hitting buttons, you're like mashing buttons and stuff, and it's so funny. Yeah. So yeah, the story is great. All that kind of stuff is good. The gameplay is just fine.
Yeah.
And like the levels are super long, and it's like one of those things where you finally hit a point where you're just like, all right, come on, let's just get done. Can we just finish this level, or get me to the boss already, or something, just to change it up a little bit. After that, I have completed only chapter 1 of Tell Me Why.
Okay, very cool.
I did not. Chapter 2 is available right now, and chapter 3 is going to be available tomorrow. I only got through chapter 1 so far. Very cool. I enjoyed it very much. It looks a lot better than what they've shown.
Okay.
I think graphically it looks actually pretty good.
What is that? What is that game? What's about? I don't know.
So this is the one from Don't Nod. The same people have done Life is Strange and all that. So this is about the transgender.
They were sisters, right? That's how it
Right. They
started?
were sisters.
and then one had a sex change.
One is going through the transition of becoming a male, and I don't think this is a spoiler because this is the story.
Right.
Is that when the mother was not happy when the one that was transitioning cut her hair when they were younger and killed her, and so she at the time, but he now got sent away because he killed her. So
That's basically in the trailer.
Wait, the kid killed the mother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because they were she was coming after him.
Right.
She was coming after him, as if she was going to kill him.
Gotcha.
But she's like, they say that in the trailer, so you're not spoiling anything.
Yeah, that's what I thought,
But they don't really understand her motivation for doing it, right? That's that's like the question. Okay.
And you find out a ton in this first chapter right away. You find out a whole bunch. Like the way it ended, I was like, awesome. I'm like, cool. I'm looking forward. There's only 3 chapters actually.
When I found that out,
I was shocked.
I always talk about I wish you would put them out more, sequentially, and they put them out week by week by week. And I'm just like, I'm gonna wait for the third one to be done. Like I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them all still to come out, like I always do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. A lot of people like it.
It was cool. It was really neat. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see where the story goes from here. And again, it's very simple. If you're into the whole achievements thing, it's very simple achievements for the most part.
Nice.
So then after that, I loaded up Wasteland 3 because, again, Game Pass. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on. Everyone's been talking about it online too, saying it's
Game Pass.
awesome.
Why not?
Right? And
Even more so now.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
You said you didn't think you were gonna like that kind of game.
No, I am not into those type of tactical type games. So I admittedly I am playing it on easy, but it's still not super. It's still you still got to move your characters around. And if you guys are in the open, they're gonna die. Like it's gonna happen. But the story is great. It's very kind of like Borderlandish. It's kind of what it reminds me of, like in terms of like the humor and stuff.
Okay.
Like where it's like at times it's serious and then all of a sudden it's not serious. It's like, oh, where did that come from? And it's hilarious. But then it goes back to being serious and all that. But it's cool. I am really, really enjoying Wasteland 3. So this is something I'm constantly going to be going back to and trying to get through.
Cool.
I loaded back up Yakuza 4. I finished Yakuza 4.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I'm on my way, guys.
Did you lose your job or something? What's going on here?
Oh, no.
It has been 3 weeks.
It's been like 3 weeks. Yeah. And to be honest, let's see. Super Lucky's Tale took me like 4 hours. 4, maybe 5 tops.
Wait, I know what it is. Your wife's out of the house more.
Yeah. That's part of that too. And like Battletoads, I played for like a half hour.
You have a small child. You didn't just magically get a bunch of free time. Something happened here.
And I have not been sleeping a lot. So there's that too.
See, I know this goes. Time didn't just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, I just haven't been sleeping much. So yeah, Yakuza 4. So
Sleep when you're dead.
Exactly. So this is the first time I actually skipped just about every submission I could. Every sub-story I could. So, because there's sometimes when you in these games where you run into it and there's no avoiding it.
Yeah.
You just have to do one. Like you run around the street, you have to do it and just get it over with. So this is the first time I didn't like sought out the submissions and everything because I was like, no, Yakuza 7's coming. Like I need to get through these. So I completed the game with only 5.6%, and it still took me 19 hours.
Oh my god. That's so crazy.
It is so good that it keeps you going. This one was interesting because I don't know, maybe because it's 4, you get to play as 4 different characters, actually. Okay. Usually you're always Kiryu going through all of these.
Keep going. I'm curious how you felt about that.
Playing as the different characters?
Yeah.
At first, I was just like, I don't know if I care for this. But then after I finished the game, I was like, this was actually really cool the way it like wrapped up. Like it was really neat to you kind of go and like you don't actually go and play as Kiryu. So so there's 4 parts and then a final chapter.
Okay.
So, but each part has 4 chapters. So you're playing as the 4 characters through 4 chapters.
Okay.
And then you all kind of come together and then stuff happens at the end. But you actually don't play as Kiryu until the part 4, until right before the end.
Okay.
So it was weird. So I was playing as these 3 other characters that I've never because I'm used to just playing as him.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird.
Did you know that other characters did they show up in previous episodes?
No.
So there's 3 new brand new
characters. But now I'm involved with them.
Cool.
And I started Yakuza 5 as well. And I already know from the thing is that at least one of them comes back.
Okay.
At least one of them comes back, and I'm pretty sure a second one is going to show up somewhere just because of how 4 ended. And it's interesting because 5, I could tell, was their transition between the engine they're using now. Because 3 and 4 were very PS3. It felt old.
Yeah.
It felt like an older game. Where 5's that in between where I'm okay, it doesn't feel as clunky as that was, but not as smooth as it is now. So I'm okay, this was them testing new things with 5. So I think I'm really gonna jump in. I'm just worried about 5 because I looked up on how long to beat. And without doing any the extra stuff.
Yeah, just main story.
Supposedly takes 39 and a half hours.
Oof.
Because now there's 5 characters you get to play as. Each has 4 chapters, and then there's supposed to be a big finale at the end as well.
Just sleep less.
Yeah, exactly. So
even less.
Hey, I got 2 months to beat that and 6. And 6 supposedly is more on the 20-hour mark, so that's on the lower scale. I think I can do it. Last but not least. I did end up picking up Avengers. So GameStop was having this 48 hours.
You're a sucker.
You love it, bring it back kind of thing. So I was yeah, I could do this. I looked it up. It's 10 hours for the campaign. I'm I can do this. And then, of course, anytime a game like this comes up, something comes up, and I just don't have the time. I did not have. In those 48 hours, I maybe played 3. I didn't have the time. I just didn't have time to get through the rest of it.
Did you keep it or bring it back?
I still have it because I also the day it was due back, I just could not get back to GameStop anyways too. Like I said, it was a bad 48 hours in terms of time. But I am enjoying it. The story is very interesting. The characters are great. I forget, there was one part where when it came about with Tony Stark, I actually laughed out loud. I was like, okay, that is totally something that a Tony Stark would say. That's hilarious. It's fun. I am really enjoying the campaign. I'm still worried about after the fact.
Yeah.
So I do know GameStop's guaranteeing the $30 within the first 30 days. So I'm probably gonna wrap it up within the next.
Guys, it was a rough 30 days, and I still have the game.
Yeah, I know, right? So as of right now, what I want to do is at least wrap up the story in the next week, and then see what is there and decide if I want to keep it or not.
Gotcha.
So because I'm sure a 30% credit will come in, and then
how's the game?
I'll take 39 over 60. That's still pretty good.
How's the gameplay?
What's that?
How's the gameplay?
Gameplay's not bad. I don't think it's that bad. It's very it's a little hard. It's it is a little tough because you gotta be because a lot of the guys you're facing against they've got guns and stuff, so they're from a distance. So things propped up for you to dodge and stuff, but that's not always very easy to do.
Right.
Depending on your timing.
Sometimes that prompt comes up when you're in the middle of fighting somebody else.
Exactly. So
I've played a little bit of the Batman games. I know.
Right. Exactly. It's even more so than Batman because Batman, as long as you hit that Y button or the triangle, whatever system you're playing on, as long as you hit that when those things pop up, you're fine. This, even if you hit dodge, you're not necessarily fine. But I still confirm though, because now that I just got Iron Man, playing as Iron Man still sucks.
Ooh.
It's still super sluggish. And
makes no sense.
Flying mechanics is very clunky.
Well, it's I don't know how you jet propel across a small area of stage. You know what I mean? I just don't know how that would work.
I can't control them. I can't. Yeah, I have a very hard time controlling them because when you take over as him, you're actually flying through, but then things are shooting at you. So I'm well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be destroying this stuff, or am I just supposed to just be going? That's the kind of the vibe. I couldn't. At first, I was trying to shoot. And I'm just wait a minute. I think I'm just supposed to go. And then I'm oh. And then I just went, and I was oh. So I destroyed nothing, and I got through the level. That's weird.
Yeah.
Speedrun strats.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, the story itself is very cool. Kamala, Miss Marvel, is awesome.
Everyone loves her.
She's great. She is a super annoying teenager, but she's one of those super annoying nerdy teenagers as well, where it's like because like she's freaking out like when she meet at the beginning, like you're in this Avengers day, so it's like every once in a while she runs into one of the Avengers, and like she freaking out like when she meets them. So I'm like, oh, this is relatable.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's neat.
And then like her relationship with her dad's really cool. So I'm kind of curious to see if that kind of comes back into play later in the story. But yeah, so like I said, story wise, enjoying it. My opinion, I mean, from what I've heard from Endgame, is it gets boring after very quickly. It's the same stuff, kind of like how Destiny.
Well, that was it. It's like when the game comes out, it's like they don't have all the Endgame stuff. Like they're gonna have all these events eventually, but like if they don't have that now, like what are you doing, right? I mean, like what are you doing?
Right. So I don't know. We'll see. From what I have a feeling, this is gonna be pretty cheap. Come
Black Friday.
Black Friday. So my opinion is to wait till Black Friday.
Okay.
Because that'll probably be $25-$30 would be my guess. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Yo.
Which plane?
Where do I start? I bought and downloaded the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Kind of started just going through it in order starting with Tony Hawk 1. Mm-hmm. I'd never played 5, so I can't compare it to that. It handles good.
Then it's got to be better than 5 from everything.
5 handle
everything I understand about that game.
5 handles terribly. So
okay, we have to play it. That's right. I forgot.
I still have it.
Wait, there you go. When you finish 1 and 2,
you told me I couldn't trade it in.
I did.
I'm
I
good.
Did that.
I'm good. I don't want.
I bought it too. I just have not loaded it yet.
Me too.
yeah.
I forget where I was. I was at a GameStop. Like, I got the $5 thing, and I got trading credits, so there's gonna be no tax. So $35. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy it.
So they bring a good chunk of the original lineup back, and then they add a whole bunch new skaters. So like Tony Hawk's Kid is in there.
Oh, cool.
There's a bunch of other people I've never heard of. Just like I never heard of any of the skaters the first time I played Tony Hawk.
I probably wouldn't recognize him if he were from the old game. To be honest with you.
Outside,
Bob Burnquist, is he in it?
The guy with glasses.
He's the only guy I remember. Yep, the hipster, the total hipster. He's the only one I remember.
I don't know.
Because he was in the first 2 or 3, but then he signed a deal with ESPN for that X Games game, and he left.
So let's see past that. It seems like they took the controls of 2 and maybe 3, and so now when you're playing Tony Hawk 1, you can do shit that you couldn't do before. So
the manuals and stuff.
Right, Tony Hawk 1,
nice.
Yep, you couldn't do that stuff, and
nice.
that is in the tutorial now before you do anything, and you can definitely do that in the levels in 1. I'm realizing I do not remember nearly as much about this game as I thought I did. I'm on levels, and I'm like, okay, I need to get that letter on top of that building. I don't know how the fuck to get up there. So I'm spending the whole time just skating around, looking for what I'm supposed to jump on or off to or grind up to get up there. I'm like, I don't. But no, it feels good. It controls well. The music is.
It's not your style.
A lot of it's not my style, but it's not much like the characters. It's not just the original soundtracks. They put some more stuff in there that is not my style. Even the old stuff that wasn't my style, I'll still sit there and listen to it.
For sure.
That's what I remember from playing that game.
Yeah, so I have bad religion.
For the record, that's a good song.
I have Bad Religion U still on. I'm on my phone right now. I can pull that song up. But I'd never heard of it until I played Tony Hawk.
Oh my god, Tony Hawk 2, the whole Tony Hawk 2 soundtrack, it was just
and it's never anywhere for karaoke, by the way. In case you're wondering. Yeah, I've been looking every single time we go places. I look in a book and it's never there.
Next time we're at U of I, we're gonna demand it.
I came. How many miles came here? Anyway.
So yeah, there's that. What was that? I think I paid $40 for it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get. I think there's a $50 special edition.
Yeah, I don't know what you got with it. I don't know.
You got because I looked into it.
Some extra outfits or something.
It's retro outfits for some of the people.
Who cares?
Or for your created skater.
Oh, okay. Who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at it. I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's worth $10 to me. I'll just get the standard.
Real quick, there's 2 things. Again, I didn't play the game, but 2 things I saw about it that I thought were very interesting. One is the first video game to actually acknowledge COVID. You put there's masks.
Yep.
There's masks that you can put on, and in the school it says we've been closed down due to COVID.
Yeah.
A sign in the school
I've been in school. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And number 2 is the thing that actually kind of sold me in the game, which is kind of weird. Because most collections don't do this, but I guess this isn't your normal collection of games. If you play 1 and you have like you create a skater, like your progress carries over into 2.
Yeah.
Even though the two separate
nice.
games.
Okay.
So like it's not like you're starting over from scratch to start with 2 again, which is a lot of those collections do that. Where it's like it's 2 very separate games.
I would say it was slightly annoying because you start off the game and it's like
Good.
You start off the game and you don't choose you don't get to select a skater screen. They start you off and you're Tony Hawk and go.
Right.
And so my first thought was like, okay, I'm doing the Tony Hawk 1 stuff. There was no creative skater in there. Maybe there is no creative skater for these levels. And then I go later and find out you can do it. And well, I already did 2 or 3 maps where I collected the creative skater points, and those don't carry over to your new created skater. So I'm probably going to have to. Hopefully, I can go back and grab those with my created guy.
You're just freaking me out, Steak. Am I good?
No, you're fine. No,
Okay.
I noticed because I don't know, mine when I was talking earlier was very low, but then just unplugging and plugging back in, now it's working like perfect.
Gangbusters? All right.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's going on. So
All right.
Okay.
we're good. We're fine.
We sound perfect, I'm sure.
Yeah. Moving on from that. When was our fantasy draft? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, Mike introduced me to this game, Super Blood Hockey.
Ah, yes. Did you end up buying it?
I did buy it.
Nice.
Because
So good.
so
the
much fun.
intro scene of the franchise mode got my attention.
So we were gonna play, and I was just like, let's see what franchise mode is. I thought it might be just like we would start a franchise in the same whatever it is and play a season. No, not at all.
Now, there's a storyline. You start off as a guy who's trying to buy a team, but you don't have the funds, so they knock you out and you donate a kidney to raise the money. You don't donate a kidney, you sell a kidney.
They take a kidney
Because it's an original kidney, not a genetically engineered kidney.
which is important.
Original unmodified organs are rare in this world. So then you get a team and you start off with some money and you have to go out and buy players. Your players are not just players, though. They are inmates. So you go through and you buy your players, and they have like normal stats for what you would think. They have like shooting, or shooting, skating, power. I think brawling is one, or aggressiveness, one of those two. It's worded something like that, but basically it's your fighting ability. But then also there's like a brain damage rating, which the higher your brain damage is, the higher the chance of a catastrophic injury. And there's also a experience bar, which I haven't quite figured out how that plays into things.
It probably doesn't matter at all. It's probably just there for no reason.
Yeah, so you go out and I think you can have like 12 players on your roster, but you only play 4 at a time during a game. When you go through and play a game, if a brawl breaks out, if you lose a player for varying amounts of time. You might lose them for like a minute or two, and then everything's fine. You might have someone with an injury, and you lose them for the rest of the period. You might have someone who dies.
Art texts me, and it said like, I had a guy super bloodheaded with a fatal injury. I'm like, wait, he died?
He died.
He did.
Yeah. It's like it's almost like there's you have an objective like to get to the end of the. I think they have like a month calendar. I don't know if it goes past a month, but like at the end of the month, the rent's due.
Okay.
So you have to. When you win, you get money, and the more violent your game is, you get like a violence bonus at the end of the game.
Ooh, watch yourself.
Nope.
So there's that, and like it plays like the old NES hockey, and like during the franchise mode, it's like you have your guys, and there's like skinny, medium, fat,
Yeah.
and like you control like how much your guys eat. So you can bulk someone up, you could shrink them down. There's also a shady guy in the alley that you can buy drugs from. I may or may not have a player on my team on steroids.
Nice. Well, yeah. I mean,
You need to.
if it's an option, why would you not?
Absolutely.
I have a guy on my team on steroids. Apparently, like this guy, he sells different stuff to you. So it's like I've only seen 2. It's steroids and something else. And from what I've read, like eventually he'll sell you something that will accelerate which is good because I signed a guy who's really good, but he has like he had like 43 brain damage when I signed him. And like as the days go by and they rest, like that number goes down. And
Yeah.
they're not, not playing, not getting beat up.
Yeah, brain damage fixes itself.
Yeah. It just has. Never mind. Never mind.
Please carry on.
Yeah. So that's I don't even remember why. I don't know why I paid for that game, but it's been worth it so far.
It's on sale a lot.
It's always on sale.
It's really great.
I think it's like $15 normally, but it's always on sale for like 8 or 7.
Yeah, the brawls in that game are really interesting. It starts off with just everyone fighting, and you can skate around and punch anyone. I went into a pile and started punching. I knocked 2 of my own teammates out. And next thing I know, I got 3 guys chasing my one guy around me. I just wanted to fight.
Stick a move.
I took 2 of them out. I couldn't get past the third though. So yeah, it's a fun game for. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I paid under $10 for that game.
Great. I'm glad I introduced you to that.
Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure Karen came downstairs one day and she's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Because it looks so innocent.
It's Super Blood Hockey.
Yeah, Super Blood Hockey. What do you think it is?
Better than NHL 20, confirmed.
Okay.
And we all played NHL 20 a couple weeks ago.
we had a moment of glory.
My teammates are our defensive liability.
We're all liability. Let's be honest.
Hey, we came back and won that one game.
We were down. We were down
awesome.
3-0, and we ended up winning that one in overtime.
4-3. That was awesome. Then we got demolished that next game.
Anyway,
outside of that, I play through EA Access. I played Madden 21.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've gone through about 8 hours of the 10 hours I'm allotted.
Yeah.
It deserves every negative review it's getting.
All right.
That makes me happy.
That makes me very happy. And I did. Do you have more to say about that?
Yes, I do.
All right, please go. Because I have a lot to say about Madden in a minute.
Okay. So playing through just like a regular game, like franchise mode or whatever, it's the same exact thing. Same exact plays work. They allegedly added this new dead leg juke where I think you're supposed to stop and let guys go flying past you. Haven't gotten it to work once to take anyone out. I did draft a really fun fantasy draft team though. Moving on past that, I played the face of the franchise mode, whatever they call it nowadays, and that is so broken and so poorly written that it's not even funny. I go through the beginning. You start off. You create your character. You set their looks and everything. So whenever I create a character in a sports game. So his name is always either Buck Futter or Turd Ferguson.
Naturally.
I like it.
So I changed the name. I always make him super pale with red hair and usually some kind of goofy facial hair. So I did all this. I changed his jersey number to 69. Yeah. It's great.
Nice. Perfect.
So I jump into the story. I am a very dark black man whose name is Generic Player.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, oh my! So it was like oh my god!
So it lost everything I did, everything I changed. It lost.
Oh my god!
So then, past that, you jump into the story mode, and it starts off. You're transferring into a new school, or you went to the school, and you're just starting to play football, like halfway through your junior year, and there's like
high school, right?
High school. Okay. And there's the incumbent quarterback who's being looked at by colleges, and that, of course, they have to make it like a soap opera. So he has some heart condition that he won't tell the coaches about, and he like almost collapses in the locker room. And you have the option to tell the coaches or not tell the coaches. And then you start playing, and so I start playing, and it's high school, so I think they put it on like super duper easy.
Yeah.
So I'm racking up like 10 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
Passing and running.
That sounds about right.
And whatever, and he comes back for, like, you start off in your junior year. He comes back, I think, maybe you start in senior year. He comes back at the end of senior year, like, for some senior showcase game, and the old quarterback's going to play receiver. And that's fine. So you have the option to, like, feed him the ball, make him look good, or just play the game. So I figured it'd be a nice guy, make him look good. You choose your college. He follows you to your college, where he says he's now going to play quarterback again. So now you're in a quarterback competition. And they fast forward you to your junior year for both of you.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's lame.
So, and the coach is like, I'm a defensive coach. We're going to be a ball control team. Quarterbacks don't matter in this system. So you guys are we're just going to play whoever has the hot hand. We're going to keep swapping you out. So, and granted, if you struggle, I'm guessing maybe they take you out at halftime. And so the first game, I go out and I throw like 7 touchdowns.
That's pretty good.
And they fast forward.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
They fast forward to like the
You're a
college.
45-year-old man.
No, they fast forward to like the college playoffs now.
Okay.
And the coach is like, it's still a competition. And, old Tommy over here, the other quarterback, has heart palpitations again.
So, like, nothing matters.
No, nothing matters at all. Not a single thing. Like, I get
fully scripted. Just fully scripted. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
the semifinal game, another ridiculous game. However many touchdowns, rushing and passing.
Yeah.
Tommy's going to start the championship game. Tommy has a heart attack at halftime or something. Not a heart attack, but he can't finish the game. So then you go in.
Down 20 for 21.
You're down 13.
Oh, of course you're down.
Down 13.
Of course.
I ended up winning by 40.
Yeah.
And so, in the off season,
Quarterback doesn't matter, right?
Tommy's coming home from the hospital. He had a valve replacement or something. You and Tommy are buddy at this point. And the coach shows up at your apartment before Tommy gets there, and I'm going to tell you going into next year, Tommy's our starting quarterback. And then you're given the option to either go into the draft or you can switch to running back. Or running back or receiver.
Oh my god.
I'm like, well,
oh my god.
I guess I'm going to the draft.
I guess I'll be the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Wow.
I dominated the championship.
I wasn't number 1 overall.
Really?
I did get picked by the Bears, though.
Hey!
So the Bears finally have a quarterback. His name's Generic Player.
And he keeps losing to someone with a heart condition.
Oh my god. This is
But it's like
I was this close to buying Madden for the first time in years this year. So I'm just like I think it's just I'm just itching for football this year.
Totally.
But I'm so glad I did not do it.
like the fact that I don't see any
what you making?
Any branching in the story based on like your performance, unless you just do like horrible.
Right.
Like, but that may not even be true though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, you got a couple hours left. You should try to start over again and just tank and see what happens.
I should, because and it's like and then it goes into the same thing from the last couple games. You go into the combine, and this year they have you do a 40-yard dash, which I'm pretty sure it's like a quick time event. You have to like hit R2 before the circle goes away to start.
Okay,
and then you have to hit like square once and triangle once, and that's it. So I'm the fastest quarterback ever.
Wow. All right.
And then they have like the normal passing drills where it's like throw to the receiver while he's in this zone, and then it'll shrink the zone down and have him do the same route. I don't. Whatever playbook they had me using in college was fun at least.
Yeah.
College, you got to play some college football.
Yeah, I got to run. I got to run some read option.
Cool.
But I don't understand the whole college thing. Like in the 2.5 games I played, I probably led the nation in touchdown passes.
That sounds about right.
So I don't know. It's between the fact that
Tommy,
that's so disappointing.
Tommy,
I mean, maybe if I was into like the Ultimate Team stuff, I'd be like, no, this is a good game. Yeah, but
even then, isn't it? What's different though? Ultimate Team to me seems like Besides that, it seems like the same thing.
And you start over Ultimate Team every year.
Oh,
you don't carry anything over.
Right.
You might get like a loyalty pack to start the year.
But what? That's like a couple players, maybe like top players, and that's it. Not even top.
It may just be
overall?
It may just be regular cards. I don't know. I don't know for a fact, but yeah, you lose everything and start over and dump a bunch more money to EA, and I don't get it.
So did you try the yard at all?
No.
Okay, because I'm just curious because that seems like it's supposed to be like more like NFL Street.
It very much looks like that. Like you're thrown behind the line of scrimmage like 3-4 times.
Oh,
if you want to, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it is supposed to be more like Street. I've also heard that it's pretty buggy still.
Okay.
Because it's new.
Well, yeah.
Honestly,
or we just make a Street game. But
honestly,
I digress.
EA probably could have got away with putting out the yard and releasing that with a roster update for like $30.
Gotcha.
But instead, they'll milk $60 out of
of
people
course,
who are blind. That's the thing that sucks about it too. Is it's one of those games like it's a Call of Duty where no matter what, people are going to buy it. So many people are going to buy it every year. So all these reviews that are finally catching on, that's the same crap for the last 3 years, and like grading it appropriately for that, none of it's going to matter.
No,
because
EA
is going to bank a huge profit off the whole thing.
Yep.
And that's it. They're just going to keep on doing the same thing they do.
Yeah.
All right. Let me pile on the Madden, poop pile here. Jesus. So, flipping pancakes.
Flapjacks.
If you get stuck to the ceiling, I am flipping that camera around.
I can play it. I'll eat it. So, all right. So we know I think before the draft, the fantasy football draft, you and I were talking. I was like, I think what we're going to do is just fast forward like 5 years in Madden and kind of start from there because the fantasy draft is broken. There's like no free agents ever available because everyone has like $30 million in cap room before like anything even moves around. So you constantly are signing all your best players back. So no one's almost ever available in free agency. So that stinks. Right. So I was like, okay, I'll just fast forward like 5-6 years, something like that. See, what the teams look like, and that'll be my team. And I'll start from there. I'll do the drafts. I'll do like that kind of stuff.
You'll play GM mode.
And if win, lose, whatever, I just turn off coach firing, so I don't get fired for 2 years when they stink or whatever it is, and go on. But before I did that, I ran a very quick experiment. Mm-hmm. So one of the options when you're simulating is you can skip forward 10 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I did it 3 times. Got a very similar results in the player progression. So here is give or take 1 or 2 here, whatever it is. Okay. But let me go through position by position and how these players were. All right, this is a 10-year skip in Madden. Okay. There are still some players that are still around afterwards. Anyways, so there was one.
Trubisky still around?
No, I didn't get that far deep into it. There was one new quarterback ranked 90 or over. There were only 6 total quarterbacks in the 80s. Not just new, total. No new running backs in the 90s. The highest were at 81. There's 3 of them at 81. No wide receivers in the 90s. None whatsoever. New or old. None. 14 new players in the 80s, mostly were under 85. No new tight ends in the 90s. Only a tight end in the 90s was Kittle at 94. There were 6 total in the 80s. So 6 total tight ends in all of Madden in the 80s.
Well, 10 years from now, people are going to stop playing football because of the brain injuries.
Well, all right.
No left tackles whatsoever in the 90s. 4 total.
Maybe that's why you have no quarterbacks up there.
4 total players in the 80s. No new left guards in the 90s. There was 1 total. Only 4 total players in the 80s. The highest rated center, 80. No right guards in the 90s. 5 total right guards in the 80s. No right tackles in the 90s. Highest rated was an 83 on the right tackle. No left ends in the 90s. Highest rated was an 84. No new right ends in the 90s. There was a couple left over. Like I think Joey Bosa was still there.
Over.
30
years later.
83.
Just 10 years.
83 was the highest rated new player. 83 at the right end. No defensive tackles in the 90s whatsoever. There's only 8 total players in the 80s. No left outside linebackers in the 90s. No new player. There was 1 new player at 89, but he was 6 years in. No middle linebackers at all in the 90s. 1 new player was an 89 overall, and he was 7 years in. No right outside linebackers in the 90s. The highest rated right outside linebacker was 86. 1 cornerback in the 90s, and he was not a new guy. He was someone left over. I forget who it was. The highest rated new player is an 89, but he was 8 years in. No free safeties in the 90s. No strong safeties in the 90s. The highest rated strong safety was an 84. No kickers in the 90s. There was only 1 kicker in the 80s. One, and he was an 80. So there's almost every single person. The highest new player was 75. No punters in the 90s. There was one punter in the 80s, and he was at 81. So how the hell can you possibly construct a team? And this is like it. Player progression is being automated too. That's one of the things you can slide on and off. So players are being progressed.
Yeah,
Mahomes is still like at 98 or whatever it is. And,
right.
And like out of the quarterbacks, there's like Mahomes, Watson, and
oh god, Mahomes is still a thing. 10 years from now.
He's still at 98. Watson's like a 94. Lamar Jackson's like a 98.
Can't Mahomes pull like an Andrew Luck?
But like I will say this though too. Just a side note: the 2 times. I did it 3 times. 1 time there was no new quarterbacks in the 90s. The 2 times there were a new quarterback in the 90s, they both were on the Bears. So that was nice.
Hey.
But
all right,
Bears.
But how would you possibly? This always was something I kind of thought. It was just like, man, I can't get anybody out of my new guys. I'm drafting like 5 first-round draft picks, and I can't get anyone over like 82, 83, 84. And I'm like 2 or 3 years in.
That's crazy.
Because no one can, because the progression's broken, just like everything else in that game. So like I can't do anything in that game now that I can't do GM mode. I can't do coach mode because a coach mode doesn't really exist.
Right.
I mean, playing it is fine, but even then, I'm still doing roster construction things. And if I want to play more than a couple of seasons,
Like if you did your thing,
nothing.
Right.
If you did what you were talking about, like fast forward 5 years and like you stick with your team for a while till you hit that 10-year mark. Theoretically, your team's going to have a huge advantage.
But
like you're going to be unless you have your the difficulty and the sliders tweaked to make it so your games are actually competitive, you're going to be putting up huge numbers every year, which is going to get your guys more progression points.
Yeah, I guess,
it's going to be super unbalanced.
Either way, it's broken. Like even if I played all those games.
Well, yeah, either way, yeah, no, yeah.
So
that's weird.
It's bonkers how bad that franchise mode really is. Like and like there's not a redeeming factor at all in the. I mean, the franchise mode has been around forever, and I think probably the most played thing on there, right? I don't think. I mean,
well, it used to
maybe Madden Ultimate Team.
Since Ultimate Team, I would say Ultimate Team. I would say is probably the most played thing now, which is why they probably focus all their time on that.
Well, it's their biggest revenue generator.
Well, too. Yes.
So they could give Madden away for free and still turn a profit just on Ultimate Team.
Yep.
So that was one of those things. I was just like, "Fuck!" I'm not. I have no way to play this game that I want to play it. Like and nothing I do makes a damn bit of difference.
Yep.
All right. Other things I played. Man, played more Fall Guys. I still like Fall Guys. I was telling Art about this. I just felt the need for some like weird old dirty Call of Duty. So I booted up Call of Duty 4 Remastered and played the multiplayer on there, and it's just like the old Call of Duty multiplayer. We got 3 kills for a radar, 5 for airstrike, and 7 for a helicopter. And see all the old maps and things like that. There are, and I was having a good time, man. Honestly, it was just like it was. It was like riding a bike. I knew some of these maps already. Just jumping in, having the fun.
Yeah.
Ran into the Call of Duty squad that knew what the hell they were doing, which stunk because there's piling on kill streaks on you over and over again in shipments, so you can't do anything. But just like it was just like one of those things. Like, man, that was really fun. But I haven't booted up again since I played it. I played for like 4 hours one night. I haven't played it again since. But it's an old dirty Call of Duty. Just has a place in my heart apparently. I played a little bit of Siberia 2. You guys have you ever seen the Siberia series?
Yeah, I've seen them.
It is a adventure game to the tens. Like it's very slow. Like you're trying to get a train to move, and getting a train to move it requires 14 steps, and it's all like logical stuff, but things keep getting in your way.
Yeah.
And I played the first one forever ago.
Yeah.
And I beat it like forever ago, and it was on the eShop on the Switch for like. Siberia 2 was like $2. I was like,
oh, nice.
What the hell? I'll give it a whirl. And that's kind of what I've been doing before I go to bed. Just play that for a little while because that does kind of put me out, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm not saying it's boring, but it's just like it's similar to just like reading a book. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's just kind of it doesn't require a ton of button presses and prompts and brain work. It's just kind of relaxing. What other interesting stuff have I played? I started the Complex, which is that full motion video game from the same guys who did Late Shift.
You single-handedly keep FMV in business.
I don't know why I have a soft spot in my heart for those games, but I do. I'm about like halfway through, I think. I don't know. I don't have a thought on it yet. I played Hypnospace Outlaw. That was that like 90s detective, 90s internet detective sleuth game, and it is kind of that. But like you get these cases, and you are like a what do you call it? Like you're part of like a security team for this internet that happens that you wear this headband as you go to bed, and you sleep and you get sleep, but during your sleep you're like productive, like you do things and you talk to people and you work or whatever it is. That's what this headband does, which sounds awful, but you get these cases like, all right, we heard that in this area someone is being verbally abusive. So you got you hunt them down in these different like web pages. They're all like the old school like AOL like message boards, or like you'll have a Teentopia, and it's like, and you have like everyone has their own like Teentopia page. You go through and you find the language, and you hit it, you find it, you mark it, you flag that person, and that's it. That's kind of all the game is, though. Like I played it for a couple hours, and I was I'm just like clicking through buttons. I'm just clicking through pages trying to find this thing.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of like you can do some searches, but some stuff you really can't search.
Okay.
And like it didn't really get interesting. I read a little bit ahead and like on a walkthrough, and I don't want to ruin it, but it's not a shocker what's going on here with an organization that wants to control you while you sleep.
Shocker.
Yeah, so it's one of those things like, I kind of bounced off it, to be honest. Again, I'm glad it was on Game Pass. I'm glad I didn't spend any extra money.
There you go.
So there it is.
There it is.
Game Pass. Why not?
Why not? Last but not least, I'll wrap it up. I played all of the second expansion for Control. I played the AWE expansion.
Oh, yes.
AWE.
Is it the Alan Wake expansion, first of all?
Kind of.
Okay.
So Dr. Hartman, I had to like look back because I didn't recognize the name. He was in Alan Wake. He was a psychiatrist, I think is what it was. And he kind of knew something was going on with that darkness in Alan Wake, and he was kind of like trying to harness it a little bit and whatever it is. Federal Bureau of Control from Control step in. They realize who it is. They ask him some questions. You know, Dr. Hartman kind of plays his hand like he knows something's kind of up. Federal Bureau of Control detain him, take him in, but he also, you know, finds a way to get into the darkness and kind of morphs himself into like this weird creature. And that's who you're kind of hunting down in this game. You're hunting down Dr. Hartman, but just like in Alan Wake, like a lot of the stuff is light based. So like a lot of times you're using your, you know how you would throw different objects with your mind, whatever it is, but you're grabbing a lot of lights and like pointing them at things and doing things like that. So there's like those callbacks to Alan Wake where you're using more light in gameplay, which was very neat. And it was a welcome addition to the gameplay of Control. They added they added at least one new weapon, like a sticky bomb grenade launcher type of thing, which was pretty cool. A couple new abilities, but I couldn't get them. Like I needed 8 ability points to get it, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that when I've finished the game and all the side quests already. So I don't know how I'm gonna get 8 more of those.
Gotcha.
But
you gotta get the Ultimate Edition for that.
Probably. But like, it's like, I mean, and I know we're talking about Dr. Hartman, but going back to Alan Wake. Like when you play Control, like you would go through and every once in a while, like a video of a person would show up like in the world,
right?
They'd be talking to you.
Right.
That's Alan Wake in the game. Alan Wake had his keyboard typing away. And that's what the message is going between Jesse and Alan. And there's, I mean, Alan Wake definitely is in this world. They're definitely hinting at more Alan Wake in the future.
Cool.
Is what I can say without spoiling anything.
So Alan Wake 2 is gonna be the next game.
Mike can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, and they were very cryptic. It was like cryptic and dumb at the same point.
Gotcha.
I'll tell you guys off air. Just remind me. I always have to remind you off air. I always forget. But I'll tell you what it was. It was one of those things where it was just like, this is like ham-fisted and cryptic at the same time. I don't know how you're like blunt and like
right,
and like trickery at the same time, but they figured it out.
Nice.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, I enjoyed Control all the way through in this one too. I can't say I wish there was more to do because I mean I played through a full expansion, got the platinum trophy and everything else on it. But I really didn't feel. I felt like this one was one of the easier things for me to do. Like it wasn't like the final boss was not that difficult for me. I do have like a perfect setup for my way I play that game. For like I have like 150 extra damage for everything I throw at somebody. My pistol, every time I hit them with every time I hit someone with my pistol, I don't lose that ammo. So it was just like between those two things.
So as long as you're on, you basically have a machine gun.
Oh yeah, more or less. And it's like I had that thing ramped up to be like, again 140 damage on that too, and like it's even more damage if I'm levitating. Like it's one of those things where it's like I have figured out the way I play that game, and I have harnessed all these things to like make it and enhance it.
There's got to be a law against levitating and firing a gun. It seems unfair.
I am the director. I am the director of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can do whatever I want to do.
That's right.
Seems illegal.
Just a little.
But I think is that on my list? I feel like that was everything. Yep, that's everything. Steak. It's coming out next couple weeks.
All right, a couple of these that came out previously, since we skipped a week quickly. So September 4th, Marvel's Avengers, PC, Xbox One, PS4, Stadia, NBA 2K21, PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, Trinity Pro Skater 1 and 2, PC, PS4, Xbox One. On September 8th, another game I did pick up, I've not started yet, Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning.
Yeah.
PC, PS4, and Xbox One, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. September 10th, Tell Me Why, Chapter 3, PC and Xbox One. On September 18th, Crysis Remastered for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
But does it run Crysis?
Does it run Crysis?
By the way, do you guys see the thing on? It was on. I think it was Reddit a couple days ago, where someone was running Doom on a pregnancy test.
Yes, that was awesome.
Originally, it was just a video of Doom, and then the guy actually got Doom playable on it.
There was more modification to it, but yes, that was still so amazing.
Unbelievably stupid.
Was that the negative result or the positive?
Well, it depends on how you feel about Doom, I guess.
How you feel about having a kid, I guess.
That is positive.
Anyway, sorry to Full derailment.
Oh, you're pregnant. I get to play Doom on your piss stick.
All right, I'm going to skip this one because we're going to talk about it in a second.
Okey-doke.
September 8th, also on September 18th, WWE 2K Battlegrounds.
So we're talking about something in a second.
You'll find out. For PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia. Once again, like I said, when that's $20, I am all over that.
I agree.
And last but not least, September 24th, Serious Sam 4 for
yeah.
PC and Stadia.
Good for them.
Your September PlayStation Plus games, Street Fighter 5, the basic edition, so not a lot there. And
I don't know what that means. I know
there are
like
so many fucking editions of Street Fighter 5.
but when you download the game, it doesn't say like
the icon is the arcade edition.
Okay.
Because that's like the most updated version of it. So you have like the balancing, like it's like one of those where like the palette patches and stuff.
I got you.
But I haven't loaded it up yet, but I think it's only like the initial people. I don't think you get like I think you have to pay to upgrade to the arcade version to get everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's confusing. And PUBG.
I'm gonna play that again because I haven't played that since it was like. remember it was like the, that was the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then Fortnite copied it. I remember forget that, but that was what happened.
Killed it
And destroyed it.
Yeah.
And it's still destroying it to this day.
Oh yeah.
And now then PUBG's gonna put in like furry costumes and stuff like that now just to.
Are they?
Oh,
that's funny.
They already have. If you look at it, it's like if you play it now, I guess it's just like pink costumes and it was supposed to be like this like grounded experience, and they're like, hey, Fortnite.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Then your Xbox games with gold for Xbox One from September 1st through the 30th. You can download The Division, the first game. From September 16th through October 15th, The Book of Unwritten Tales 2. And then for Xbox 360, which is also playable on your Xbox One, The Blob 2 from September 1st through the 15th. And then this one I think is an original Xbox game, Armed and Dangerous, from September 16th through the 30th. And then I have some stuff that's been added to Game Pass recently. So available now, Crusader Kings 3 for PC, which if you are a real-time strategy RPG fan, it is supposed to be like the holy grail of that. It's supposed to be incredible.
It's getting tens and stuff like that. So
it's supposed to be just absolutely amazing. So you have a PC and you're into those games.
What's it called?
Get Game Pass. Crusader Kings 3. It's supposed to be amazing. Well, if I win one of those RTX cards, I will download it. I keep tweeting every freaking day.
But I saw you tweet me the one day. I'm like, what the fuck is going?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, that's why I tag you because I know you wouldn't mind. Because I know you're probably doing the same. The Jackbox Party 4 for console for Xbox September 3rd. Yep. So Resident Evil 7 was added. Chapter 2, Tell Me Why was added. Luna Nights was added September 3rd for PC and console. World War Z was added for PC on September 3rd, which I've actually heard very good things about. One of these days I would like to give it a try.
Let me know what you do because you need someone else to play.
Cool.
I played for 45 minutes. Like this sucks. But
Oh, okay. I heard
you need
fun co-op.
you need multiple people.
Yeah.
What is it?
World War Z. Yeah, Foos keeps trying to get me to play it. Star Renegades for PC September 8th. Desaiga 4 Complete Plus for PC September 10th. Hot Shot Racing for Xbox on September 10th. I just downloaded that. It's like it's supposed to be like, what was it? Fast action arcade racing game. It's supposed to be awesome. Tell Me Why Chapter 3 September 10th is also, and coming soon, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep and Forsaken.
Cool.
So yeah, so if you're a Destiny 2 person, you need to get all over that.
All right. Extra.
It's time for the news.
All right, hold on a second. We got to figure this out because we got 2 Nintendo things there, somewhat quick. We never talked about the new DC games, right?
No,
we didn't. We talk about that either.
Okay.
Jesus,
That's
I forgot all about that.
And
I
then
did.
We got
We skip all these weeks.
I know.
So
And
much shit's going on.
We got Xbox stuff. So let's talk about.
Let's talk about DC.
Yeah.
That's quick.
I was going to say. I'll do that
if
first.
you want to jump in that, go ahead.
I do. So, we talked about like the range of emotions I had before. Talk about like Suicide Squad and things like that. We'll start. Starting with Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. It's not a game yet. I haven't seen it. It sounds like it's going to be a new direction for Rocksteady. So anything you thought, the Gotham series, the Arkham series, just throw that all away. This is a third-person shooter. Sounds like squad-based. Sounds very Destiny-like, Avengers-like, things like that.
I mean, the video they showed was really cool.
That was awesome.
The trailer was great.
The trailer was awesome.
The game's gonna be nothing like it.
No,
it was pretty cool.
And I think they show like Brainiac, and I was like, oh crap, so that's what's happening with Superman. I knew right instantly. I was like, oh, Brainiac.
That made sense.
Brainiac's doing brain things. Of course he is.
Yep.
So like, I mean, and like being the primary targets and things, I think that could be very cool. But just like that, Avengers isn't going to get me into a Destiny game. If Batman's DC properties can get me into a Destiny-like game, nothing will. So like, sure. It would have to be something very significant to me to be even more excited about that game that we had very little info on and things like that. But that's really all I kind of had to say about Suicide Squad.
Sorry, 2022.
2022.
We got time and next gen only.
Yes.
So that's actually, I'm excited for that to see like, oh, okay, well, let's see what Rocksteady can do since they don't have to rely on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Right.
Like I'm kind of curious to see it visually wise and stuff like that what it's going to look like. I'm excited for it just to see more. Because I like the Suicide Squad. I like the way they were portraying Harley in it as well. Because it's like that's the Harley I know and love. So that I'm very excited to see that. But that again, if it's a service game, that worries me.
You actually get to see a next gen title on Xbox.
Hey.
Yeah, I have no background as far as like the comics go. The video looked cool. It's one of those things like I'm approaching, just looking at it very, very cautiously. That's not the right word. Pessimistically.
Yeah.
The movie kind of tainted the name Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
New one looks good.
New one looks good.
But like that first one, like that, like people like me, that's all I know of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, right.
Which is a shame because the comics are amazing.
They've been around for a long time.
It wasn't great, and it's like they showed like a little bit at the beginning of the movie of like, hey, here's like a 30-second intro to this character.
Yeah.
If they would have done like showed you like an origin story for those characters, at least like the main ones, like in a separate movie, even if it was tied into like a superhero and they're the villain, and here you go. I mean, everyone kind of knows Harley Quinn, but
don't even get me started on the DC movies because it's like they went from like one movie. It's like if Marvel would have gone like, all right, Iron Man 2 to the Avengers, like they try to jump the gun so much.
Yep.
And it's like they didn't earn it, and I think that was the problem with Suicide Squad because he had a lot of those characters in there that are super interesting that you don't really care about because you don't know anything about them.
You got like a 90-second music video intro to who Deadshot was and what his story was.
Right.
Speaking of Deadshot, real quick, sorry. So, in the Suicide Squad game, he's African American. This is supposed to be happening in the same world as Arkham. This isn't his first appearance in the Arkham games, and he is a white boy in the previous games. So how the hell does that happen?
Somebody else took the mantle. The first one died. Isn't that how comic books work?
No, if it was a comic book, he's from like Earth 4. All right, this is Deadshot.
I was going to say this is going to be the multiverse, and everything. Yeah, exactly.
The second I saw it, I was like
Earth 2020.
The second I saw that, I was just like, okay, so they're going with something new. I was like, no, it's not because they've directly said that this is in the same continuum as.
Well, my guess is they forgot. And then when someone points it out, they're going to say it's from a different multiverse.
Yeah.
Because go ahead. At least with DC, they can get away with it.
Yeah, it's like
that's really all I had.
All right, and the other one was Gotham Knights. That is from WB Montreal. Which the trailer was amazing. Like,
I'm pumped.
I was just like, because it was what then. Okay, so, talking about the Arkham storyline. I'm going to spoil Arkham Knight for everyone here real quick.
That's fine.
It's been like 8 years.
In a little bit I played of it, I'll never get to it. So because it wasn't that great.
It's a classic thing where everyone knows that Bruce Wayne's Batman.
Right.
Wayne Manor explodes at the end via Bruce Wayne, finishing the whole thing, and that's how this trailer starts. Pretty much, right? But apparently this one isn't in the continuum of Arkham games. So
I don't know.
So
so confusing.
Batman's gone. He leaves a video for the Bat family, which is Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood, and being like, all right, this is going to be a vacuum now because I'm not going to be here. So you guys got to pick up the mantle and defend the city. And they see them all kind of like react. All those 4 characters react to the video and kind of jump in. And that felt much more like the Arkham games I'm used to. It looked
very much.
And then all of a sudden, Robin enters your queue or enters your game. I was like, okay. co-op as an option, which I think is neat and cool, and seems to be very optional.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. They said you could play through the whole thing single player, no problems, or co-op.
Yeah.
It's 1 or 2 players. That's it, though.
Yes,
2 players.
Only 2 players maximum. So
that tells me it's not a Destiny type game.
Correct.
Like you have a player 1 and a player 2, and when it goes in, when you do multiplayer, it's like player 1's going to be Robin, player 2 is going to be Red Hood.
Right.
It's very weird. Like honestly, it's kind of weird the Robins they picked too for me. I thought.
Yeah.
I'm shocked it wasn't Damian Wayne. The fourth Robin. But I mean, but then I saw a gameplay trailer later on, and Robin was dressed up as Red Robin, who is like him older. I don't know. Like
that might just be a costume.
It seems like they can be very heavy on the customization and costumes and things like that.
I'm kind of surprised it's only 2-player co-op. This seemed like a good opportunity to make this like an ultimate game, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like 4 players, like that would have been perfect. And then you have to switch out players. Here's your 4-team squad, like if you want. But no, I thought this one looked awesome. Yeah. I'm very excited for this one. They just released some more details not too long ago. I'm totally playing as Batgirl. Like I tell you that right now, like because they like describe like each of them, like of what they're all about. I'm like, Batgirl is who I am totally going to be picking.
I love Red Hood a lot.
Of course. Yeah.
And so I'm going to be playing as him. And it was funniest too. It was like
until you play 2 players, you get stuck with someone else.
No, I get first controller. So, what was I going to say? Oh, in Arkham games, like you could play as in Batman Arkham Knight, there was DLC where you can play as basically everyone in that setup. Like there was a Robin DLC, but it was
that's right. Yep.
So there was a Robin DLC, there was a Batgirl DLC, there was a Red Hood DLC, and the Red Hood DLC was fucking amazing because he's like just blowing people away and stuff. And it was just like it was very cool. So this is like, it's super interesting. I told you guys before I don't like when enemies level with me because I feel like if I worked hard enough to like mow through these guys, I should be able to do that. And it sounds like that's not going to be the case on this thing. Get numbers popping off people, which I think is totally fine. No problem there whatsoever.
Most games that have that usually have an option to turn it off too.
Okay. Yeah, but I think it looks like it's going to be more RPG, and you're going to be leveling up those 4 characters as you go. I don't know if it's like set be like I'm going to be Red Hood in this section, Nightwing in this section, Batgirl in this section, or if you're going to get to pick and choose who you're going to be. But it sounds like you can be able to pick and choose whoever you want and swap them in and out wherever you like as well. But the game looked amazing.
Looks good. Looks so good.
Looked very next gen. It's one of the most next gen things I think I've seen so far gameplay wise. And it is coming out 2021. So very ambiguous on that one too. But
and current consoles as well for that one.
It was also coming out current consoles as well. And can we talk about the Batman for a minute? How awesome that trailer was for the Batman. All right, that's not this podcast.
It was really good.
Oh my god, so good. And then now he has COVID.
Now he's got COVID.
Both Batman and Black Adam.
Well, the cowl doesn't have a mask.
Yeah, right. That's true. I know.
Plus, you don't know where those villains have been.
You don't.
He's touching them, and then I'm sure he's touching his face.
Especially that. I'm super excited for the Riddler.
I was just gonna say I cannot wait to see how they do the Riddler.
That was one of my favorite part of the Telltale Batman games was just like the reimagining of the villains, and I love the fact that it's a Riddler. Like maybe it's in the comics like that, but that's not my point of reference for the Riddler is like the '60s TV show and Jim Carrey, and this is very much not that Riddler.
Which let's be honest, this is as much as Batman Forever's whatever. Jim Carrey was great, like as Igma, like he was fantastic.
No, for sure.
But yes, no, I agree. Like I mean, this is very
I had to watch it 3 times because like he's getting the Riddler clues, and then this guy with like he has like the scarecrow burlap sack over his head, and I'm like, what the fuck are they going for?
The second I saw, like, this is probably not gonna mean anything to you, but like the second they showed him with the tape and like around his face, like, oh my god, they're doing Hush, like, oh my god, they're fucking doing Hush, and it's like, okay, Riddler, I'm so excited about the Riddler anyway. Yeah. So it was just like I was super excited either way. So all right, the Batman. That's enough movie talk. Okay, I think we should end with the S, right? That's like the biggest thing. That's big thing. Let's run through Nintendo.
Hang on, let me do my one non.
Oh, okay.
We have more ranting on Madden here.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I know what you're bringing up.
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
Let's do it.
So was it 2 days ago? Tuesday.
Yeah.
They added Colin Kaepernick into the game as a free agent. Fine. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
It's fine.
That's fine.
He's
whatever. That's fine. He is a free agent.
He's a free agent.
That's fine.
He's still looking for work.
Yep.
From what him and his representatives say.
Yep.
Here's where I have a problem. His rating is an 81 overall. He is the 15th best quarterback in the game.
That's ridiculous.
He has not played football in 3 years. The last Madden game he was in was Madden 17. His ranking was a 74.
That's about right.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
That was the year he got
continue that.
benched for Blaine Gabbert.
Yep. So he should at least be a 70 at that point. You get benched for Gabbert.
I think 74. I think is fine, but first of all, Twitter blows up with the welcome back, Cap.
Yeah, that was
who signed him. Like,
That's what I thought. I'm like, wow,
right.
Who had the balls to deal with that media circus in a fucked up year?
Well, right.
And I'm searching I'm like ESPN, and it's like no one signed him, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
I did the same thing.
Madden did it.
Oh man, okay.
Got us all.
And like Madden, he's I'm like, all right, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
But then I see like he's rated an 81. I'm like,
that's ridiculous.
I'm like, there are really good quarterbacks in that game that are rated like an 85.
Right. Yeah.
But Madden sucks.
Well, yeah, I would say continuing the terribleness of Madden 21.
I just don't understand how these guys can put out a game out every single year and be this wrong on so many different things. And I'm sorry, Madden 21 is like broken too.
What? Well, it's super broken.
You see glitches every single day.
More so than any of the other ones.
And that's why, like I was saying, like they should have put out the yard and a roster update and charged $30 for it and called it a day.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure I haven't read I'm sure they put statements out replying to the reviews, the low scores they've been getting. Like
they haven't actually. They haven't said anything about it.
Like if they're gonna do what every development studio is gonna do and blame COVID and lockdowns and not being able to work together, that's fine. Push the game back. Do something on a smaller scale and wait till next season to do a full game.
Like you said, $30.
Yeah.
Roster update in the yard. Here, we got this mode out,
yeah,
but we can't update anything else.
Roster
release
update
it in November when the next gen consoles come out.
Right.
Roster update, the yard. I'm sure you guys can put all the same new Ultimate Team cards that you created into last year's Ultimate Team.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's just like I said, on the surface, you put him back in the game. He is a free agent. He is trying to sign with teams.
Which is
fine.
Totally fine. Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that they rated him that highly seems awfully pandering.
Yep.
Well, they owed him one after the whole. I guess he like one of the soundtracks a couple of years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago. So yeah, 18, I think. The year after he started his protests and got blackballed from the league, there was one or two songs in the soundtrack that had his name in it, and they edited his name out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Okay.
And so the theory at the time, I guess it all depends on which way you want to look at this, who you want to believe. One theory was the NFL wanted his name out of there. And since, they rely on the NFL for the license, they had to comply. The other part is someone from EA said they took the name out because they weren't sure, since he was out of the league, if that would affect licensing anyhow, since they didn't have the license for his likeness and name.
I could buy either one of those.
Yeah, either.
If he's not in the NFLPA.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure he was. I'm pretty sure the NFLPA was filing grievances on his behalf.
Correct.
Oh, true.
I don't
know. It's one of those things, like, it's fine to a point, and then the rating makes it seem like it's a pandering.
And literally, I think they rated him as a 75. I don't think there would be. It would be
75 would have been fine. Like that would have totally been fine.
And I don't think there would be a stink about it.
No, some people no one would have said anything.
Nothing about just how it just seems disingenuous.
Go through and look at all the players you have in the game. Look at all your backup quarterbacks. That's everyone's saying, right? Everyone's argument is you can't tell me he's not good enough to be the backup quarterback on the team.
Right.
And sorry, we're getting into a sports debate here.
We did movies already, so
we're getting into sports.
We're doing everything today.
So look at all the backup quarterbacks, and if you want to make him tied with the highest ranked backup quarterback, fine.
Right.
I can guarantee you the highest ranked backup quarterback in that game is not an 81.
Which is probably about 75. Right? 75, 74? Yeah, I would say.
I think, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that it was news for a day. It's
gone.
Like I said, it's fine. It's pandering.
It is.
All right, Nintendo. Right? Everything else is Microsoft related, right?
Microsoft related or Microsoft adjacent.
Cool.
Okay. So we had a couple of quick little directs. So we had another partner showcase. This one was a lot better than the last one. A little bit longer, too. So they kicked things off with Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. So this is the rhythm game for Kingdom Hearts. This is very similar.
Did we talk about this one already?
No. Did we?
Maybe you and I.
You and I did.
Okay.
When I came over that one day.
Okay.
You and I
I'm confusing real life.
Yeah. I don't realize.
This is why we don't talk about video games outside of this podcast.
I know.
Really
We
true.
don't. We
It's
usually
really
don't,
true.
actually.
Anyway.
Yeah. So this is very similar to the rhythm game that's on 3DS for the Final Fantasy games. It looks very similar. I am super excited. It comes out November 13th. It's going to add a new chapter to the story as well. So if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, you are going to want to play this. Everyone's bitching that it's $60, but it's like, no, it's fine.
It's a different game.
It's a different game. It's going to be good. It's going to be a ton of songs. I mean, it has all the Disney songs and stuff too. So trust me, if it's, I put probably close to 100 hours into the Final Fantasy rhythm game because that game was just so good. There was so much to do. So I have a feeling it's going to be the same.
Disney licensing ain't cheap.
Exactly. Then after that, we got some new gameplay of Fuser, which is Harmonix's new DJ-ish, whatever kind of game coming fall 2020. They
so
showed
cool.
off more, and I still don't get it.
I
I don't
remember that
understand
board game
it.
they put out. It was called
Drop Mix,
which
I always wanted to pick up, but I just never did. Yeah,
and
it looked interesting.
I saw it for like $20 at one point, but you gotta buy like the packs and everything.
Right, yeah.
This looks like that. Whereas it's like you're finding, all right, I'm gonna get the drum beat from this song, I'm gonna get the lyrics from this song,
Right,
I'm gonna get this tempo, and it sounds like, I don't know how they rate good or bad or whatever, but it sounds like it's like those same principles, but on video. That's all I know about it, but it looks cool.
Yeah, we'll see. Fall 2020. So there's still fall 2020. We're in fall, but still no date.
It's all right. Nothing matters.
We're like a week into fall.
Yeah,
It's only fall.
we're technically kind of in this like the fall season in terms of games, though.
I have a hoodie on.
Yeah.
I have a hoodie. I brought one.
September 1st is fall season for games, in my opinion.
I'm drinking Oktoberfest and watching football tomorrow.
I've been drinking so much Oktoberfest. Oh yeah, hell yeah, we're watching football tomorrow. So then after that, we got a trailer for Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure Pack. So this is the Taiko Drum Master games, but it's as an RPG. Yeah. With just story mode and everything. Coming winter 2020. There's two of them. There's two games. You get it all in the same pack. I'm pumped. That's awesome.
You play as a walking drum.
Hell yeah. The Taiko Drum Master games are fantastic rhythm games.
Are you
I know.
like the guy in the marching band with the giant drum on your
Yeah.
No, you're a drum. You're
the
an actual
actual
drum.
That guy is basically a drummer.
Well,
Okay,
pretty
yeah,
much.
he's mostly
Pretty
drum.
much.
Yeah, you're right.
He is like 75% drum at this point.
So yeah, so it's the Taiko Drum Master games, but with a story behind it, which is pretty exciting.
And they still only have the drum in Japan, right? The actual drum that you play?
Namco just put it up actually.
Oh, really?
Actually, a US version for PS4,
Oh,
not the Switch, but for PS4.
What? What
I don't know.
damn it, Art.
But yes, so I'm excited. If you can tell, this is me and Mike's kind of thing now.
Even though the man with stock in Nintendo.
That's right.
I don't own the Switch.
Yeah.
But you own stock in Nintendo.
I do. And I looked at the other day. That is skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it has skyrocketed. I'm sure.
Ever since the new, possibility of a
4K
version
Switch
thing,
now?
I'm not
God
talking
damn
about
it.
that. I'm not talking about
So after that, we got a trailer for World of Tanks Blitz. It's available now. It's free to play. And World of Tanks is still going.
It's free to play and pay to win.
Everyone loves it. After that, we got a trailer for Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions. So basically just Rocky.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of Rocky characters and everything. Boxing game coming
this is
spring 2021.
This is like the fourth or fifth Rocky video game, by the way.
I don't know. So
It's
many.
insane.
So
Anyway.
many. This one actually pretty decent, though. I'll be honest.
It looked very arcadey.
Yeah.
Which
it
always
did.
helps.
Yep. Which makes me want just another Ready to Rumble game. After that, we got a trailer for Final Fantasy Legend Collection. So the Final Fantasy Legend games were the one you'll get 1, 2, and 3, which were on the Game Boy, which is also considered the Saga series. Coming December 15th. I owned one of these games when I was younger on Game Boy. I did not understand what it was. Yeah, they're not great. It's very surprising. These games are not great. But we'll see. I'm curious. I know it's up for pre-purchase. I haven't looked at it. I'm curious how much of it is. If it's $20, I might buy it just to kind of give it another chance. After we got a trailer, extended trailer, surprisingly, for Just Dance 2021.
Well, someone's got to do it.
I guess so. Coming November 12th.
Cool.
For the first time in a long time, on Wii.
Not on a two generation ago console.
Very depressing.
They
officially killed the Wii.
Yes.
It's very depressing because I think this is actually officially kills it.
That has, I mean,
right? Nothing else comes out.
Did they release anything else on Wii?
No, I think Just Dance.
We're talking about Just Dance.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're back just in time.
Just in time for Just Dance.
I don't know if they killed it, but they definitely took it off life support.
Yep. After that, we got a very surprise. From what I saw on Twitter, everyone was very surprised. This Puyo Puyo Tetris 2.
Yeah.
Coming December 8th. It's going to have an adventure mode too, which is cool. So story mode and everything. So if you're into that, definitely looking forward to that. And then we ended with with their typical quick little montage, but they actually were talking through it. So Minecraft Dungeons Creeping Winter DLC is coming in September. Jump Force Deluxe Edition is out already. It came out on August 28th. Captain Tsubasa Rise of the New Champions also came out on August 28th. That is based off a soccer anime, and I hear the game is excellent, actually. And then, last but not least, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles came out on August 27th, which I downloaded. I played for 2 minutes. I probably won't touch it again.
Oh, no.
That was a waste of $30.
Sorry, buddy.
It happens. I haven't done that in a while, so I don't feel too bad. Everything I've bought lately, I've been pretty confident about. So after that, we got a Mario 35th anniversary showcase, which everyone was like, "Hey, where's this? Where is it?" Here it is.
Forever rumored, and all of a sudden on the internet. Like it wasn't like there was like, "Hey, check out tomorrow. We get the Mario 35th anniversary." It's like, all right, there it is.
Nintendo doing their thing of dropping shit in the morning.
It's good.
8 a.m.
More companies need to do that.
Actually, now that Nintendo's been doing this, I don't mind it because it's like, all right, this is what I actually kind of like the surprises from them.
I totally agree.
I'm tired of the multiple months of lead up of bullshit.
Well, that drives me nuts. Well, I agree.
I mean, tomorrow we got an Ubisoft Forward, right? And I think a lot of people are, they're talking about 2 new big games, or, unannounced games, whatever it is. It was just like, people are anticipating all kinds of madness, and if it doesn't come true, then they're upset.
Right.
As opposed to Nintendo being like, here's some news.
Yep.
That is confirmed.
Here you go.
Whatever it is. Here we go.
This is legit.
Right.
So we should record it tomorrow. You could have got another rant out of me, depending on what Ubisoft says this stupid thing.
Well, in a couple of weeks, get ready.
We're going to live stream your reaction to whatever Siege thing that they do to you. Because it's going to be done to you.
It's not the Siege thing that I'm worried about being done to me. It's what I'm worried about them not doing to me.
Okay.
You mean the fact that you got to buy Siege again for next gen?
They already said that's not going to happen.
Oh, that's good.
They're going to reset all your progress.
I don't know if they've said that they're going to be able to transfer content between generations, and that's the thing I'm worried about.
All right. Mario 35th anniversary. Let's do this.
All right. So they showed off a new Game & Watch, like the actual little handheld Game & Watch for Super Mario Bros.
Oh, good. That's exactly what I wanted.
How many teraflops does it do?
Yeah, right.
New hardware from Nintendo.
That's right. I think it's supposed to retail for like $50 coming November 13th.
And I guess they have a bunch of like secrets, like in the hardware.
There's supposed to be a bunch of secret stuff. They're going to have the lost levels.
Yeah.
So Super Mario Brothers 2, and then they're going to have a updated version of the what's it called? The old school Game & Watch game.
The juggling thing.
The juggling game. And then of course it's Game & Watch. So there is an alarm on it. There's a time clock, and there's supposed to be like 35 different secrets in that, and
weird, man.
Whatever. I just think it's neat that they're coming out with a new Game & Watch, like because we haven't had one since the 80s. So no, it's kind of cool.
I don't mean to make fun of it completely,
but no, it's weird. It is weird though.
It's
out of nowhere.
It was just like Nintendo just being Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. So after that, we finally got confirmation of the highly rumored Super Mario 3D World.
Yep.
Plus Bowser's Fury.
Yeah.
Which is the multiplayer expansion. Game.
Oh, did they say that? I know it was.
No, they didn't. That was the Bowser's Fury was added to the Mario and Luigi game that was on 3DS. The Bowser's Inside Story.
Okay.
This is another Switch version of it.
Gotcha.
Coming February 12th. I played Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS.
I believe
it was Land on the 3DS before it came to the World. I never played the Wii U version, so I'm actually kind of excited to get this one. I super enjoyed it on the 3DS though. Then they showed off Super Mario Brothers 35, which is their Battle Royale Super Mario Brothers game.
I was like, this looks amazing.
That they straight up ripped off of somebody who made one online and they issued a cease and desist against.
Really? Yeah. Oh, shit.
Some guy figured out a way to make that, make it and have it run in a browser, and it was popular and gaining traction, so they issued a cease and desist, and now they're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah,
well, there's Nintendo for you.
It's their property, I guess. But it's like I mean, like the Tetris 99, which I love, but this is only going to be available for like 6 months.
So it'll be available coming October 1st, and it's only playable until March 31st.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm so confused. What's going on here?
Why would you develop a game?
I don't know.
And it'd be like, no more, everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unless it becomes like not free to play anymore,
right?
Or something like that. Like, okay, maybe that's it, but like not.
I wonder if there's a plan, and that's why they did that. Because I wonder if there's another plan to continue it, but there's going to be like some kind of expansion where you got to buy or something. I don't know.
But I mean,
it seems interesting.
It's straight up like Tetris 99, where you're playing the same game.
You take down enemies. They get shot into the other people's worlds, and
it looks
nuts.
Yeah.
It looks crazy.
I'm excited. I'm gonna definitely give it a whirl. But
absolutely. So then after that, they showed off something super unexpected that actually looks really. I should not spend the money, but it looks really, really cool. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit coming October 16th. So they're giving you actual physical Mario Kart toys with cameras on them.
Yep.
They're giving you gates. Mm-hmm. You set them up in your own home, and then you run through it so the Switch understands what the actual course is, and then you play it on your Switch.
You control those actual physical toy cars with your Switch, and you're racing. I mean, if you and I both have a car, we can both race against each other.
Right.
If I throw a shell and I hit him,
my car stops.
Like his actual car will stop.
Nuts.
And there's also AR people that you're going against too. So like I can just be by
computer
myself.
Players and everything. And
the way you do the track is it's brilliant. You have these 4 gates. And then you basically have like a track creator mode where like, they come in there and they fake paint your wheels, and then you drive around like your home. You drive through those 4 gates and it completes the track for you.
Right.
And then that's your track.
That's the track. Yep. They add in all the items and everything.
Oh my God. It is so cool.
It's so cool.
Oh my! It's like, I think I saw like the cards were like $100.
I was like, Best Buy put it up like coming soon, but it didn't say what it was. Because so I think what it is the starter pack. I think you get the Mario and Luigi cards.
Okay.
And then you get 4 gates.
Okay.
I believe is what
and
the
I'm
starter
assuming
pack
a cartridge
is.
for the
and
Switch.
then the game, right? And then the cartridge for the game.
This is so cool.
Very neat.
Yeah.
No one saw that coming. I mean, this is just another thing of what their creativeness of the Switch, though. Like, I mean, as much as what you think about Labo, like I understand, but like
Labo,
yeah, but like the shit that they did with Labo, it worked. Like, and it was actually like, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, it was like short lived, but it was cool. Like some of the shit they did, and it worked very well.
Yeah, but
so I'm actually really curious to see that.
I mean, I can see this being like a thing, but I don't know how much of a tail it has on it, just because I know how much you can play that one thing over and over again. But it's just so cool.
It is. It really is. So then after that, they announced that there's a whole shit ton of events coming throughout all their different games. Splatoon 2 is going to have like a splash off with Mario. Super Smash Brothers. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff. Animal Crossing. So Super Mario themed furniture is coming to Animal Crossing in March 2021. Super Mario Maker 2 is getting a new speed themed for the 35th anniversary in November. Then there's a whole bunch of merch. There's some brand new shoes that were available on September 4th. Black Milk, which is like a female clothing line, October 5th. There's a Monopoly game out. There's a Jenga game out. There's the Mario Legos you've seen and everything.
I was staring down that NES set. Like with the, I was like,
it's just so much money. That was just too much.
If I could buy,
I had it in my cart.
I had it in my hands. I had an actual physical box. It's huge, by the way. It's like this big.
If I could have just the console and the controller, I would get it. Oh my God. And the cartridge.
Yeah. I think what they're gonna do, at some point, is because like those screens, it actually spins, right?
Yeah, right. It's like an actual level.
You turn a thing in it.
Yeah.
They're gonna sell different cartridges with screens that you put in
I
that
can
TV.
see that.
No doubt in my mind.
And then you got the compartment that has like the level in the back. It's just why so much?
It's fucking Lego and they can.
I know.
And I almost still bought it.
It's Nintendo and they can.
Like I said,
it's Nintendo Lego.
I was online the minute, like I was going through Twitter and Cheap Ass Gamers like available now. And it was like 1 minute, and I was like, and I clicked on it and like it was like freezing. So I was like, okay, I'm in the queue with everyone else, and I finally get into my cart, and I'm like, don't do it, just don't. Like, no, that's too much.
I'm already most likely buying 2 consoles this year. I'm not gonna buy a Lego console
with everything coming out later. That's too much. And at that time too, I think I just bought the Analog Pocket as well. So I was like, After that, they showed off. Super Mario All Stars, the NES game, is now available in our NES games. So if you're still paying for the online, download Super Mario All Stars.
I should probably make sure I don't have auto renew on that.
Yeah, because you don't have to
you should check, because like I did the Twitch Prime stuff, and I just recently renewed for $7.99 for 3 months, and I'm like, damn it, that's such a ripoff.
I did the Twitch Prime thing. I forgot about it. It renewed, and I think I went in and turned off auto renew after that, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I should probably double check that.
Yeah.
So last but not least, they ended something highly, highly rumored forever, and it's finally official. Super Mario 3D All Stars. So this includes Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy 1.
Yes, sir.
Just one.
Only one. That's one of the parts of the hubbub.
And it is out on September 18th, so 2 weeks
Very
from when they
soon.
announced it. But another catch. The physical edition and the digital bundle of these games will only be available through March 31st.
Correct. So they're going to sell them independently after that.
After that, they will sell them independently, digitally, and there will be no physical edition after that.
And
so you're saying I should buy a bunch of the physical
Yep.
and hold on to them?
Yep.
It is now I saw on, I forget what podcast I was listening to, but one of them, I guess, that Super Mario 3D All Stars is now like the 4th highest selling game of 2020 on Amazon.
Second.
Jesus fucking
Just below Amazon Crossing.
It's insane.
Yep.
But yeah. So I love it.
It's great.
Those are great games. I mean,
I've never played Sunshine, so I'm super excited to jump into Sunshine.
it was good.
Sunshine.
I like that one a lot.
Mario 64, I kind of hope is like a little bit more of the 3DS.
It sounds like it's just going to be the straight port of the 64.
That
Is it
worries me a little.
even like, sounds like it's going to be in 4.3 and not 16.9. So it looks like the only one that they really upgraded in any way, shape, or form is Sunshine. And they've gone widescreen on it. Everything else seems the same. I never played Galaxy. So super excited about Galaxy.
Galaxy is fantastic.
Everyone was
but this is unfortunate because Galaxy 2 is even better.
And I also know that there's a lot of like waggle controls and things like that in Galaxy.
That's why I'm
so I don't know how that's going to work.
But supposedly, something I saw today said something like it's not going to be that an issue for this one. We'll see.
We shall see.
I don't know. So, but that wrapped up the Mario 35th showcase. But then a couple days after that, really quickly here, we got a brand new Zelda game coming out this year. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity coming November 20th. So this is going to take place 100 years before Breath of the Wild. But this is the Hyrule Warriors. So this is going to be like the Dynasty Warriors type game, but it's a brand new game. Like it's a brand new action RPG, November 20th. Like that's awesome.
When Nintendo went from having like nothing in the third into the fourth quarter and having like just a bunch of stuff. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean a lot of this is super fun stuff in there, man. Like it's a weird. I mean, again, COVID and whatever, but like this is very late in the 35th anniversary of it. So like some of this even coming out in the 36th anniversary.
It's kind of strategic too. You know, it's late in the year. The whole COVID thing, it's going right into holiday season.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But someone did uncover something for the Super Mario Maker 2, that speed thing. The old webpage said April 20th. So they're thinking COVID delayed everything. Like this, like the reason why all this came out so late, and like that's why they didn't say anything for so long, because they were waiting till it was like, is because originally this was supposed to start a while ago, but COVID fucked everything up.
I can see that too. It's hard to see. It's hard to say. Who knows?
Because, like I said, that would seem legit, just because of, like I said, the websites they found, like they still have the old dates up of middle of April.
Really weird. All right, back to art.
Hey,
with the biggest news from the last couple days.
The biggest news is Best Buy limits you to 3 copies of that game. That's the biggest news.
Can you order 3 copies of the game right now?
I didn't try. I put it in my cart and I kept hitting the plus button to see how far it would let me go.
Interesting.
Hang on, let me get my notes here. Notes. All right, so earlier this week, when was that? Like Sunday night?
Sunday or Monday?
Monday night.
Monday night. Some Twitter account, I don't know who, leaked a image and a price for Xbox Series S. Within, I want to say 18 hours, Xbox just bit the bullet and confirmed it.
Yep.
They said, yep, here it is. Here's the price.
Here's the specs.
Today they came out and said, hey, here, it's a thing. Here's the price. Here's the price for the Series X. Here's the release dates. Here's when you can start pre-ordering.
All the information we've been waiting for.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's nice. That feels good, right? Mm-hmm. We should do that again.
Really good.
Phil Spencer came out later in the day and said, we didn't plan on doing this till next week. I wish I could ask him why. What is so significant about next week?
I agree.
Hang on, where's that tweet that Mike tagged me in that we went back and forth over?
See, he doesn't prep.
See, he got upset that you pointed this out to him, but now he doesn't have it.
We can't have nice things.
I immediately replied, "Thanks, you're saving me the trouble looking up later." All right, so
the gift saying, "Don't tell me what to do."
Yeah, and then you see the one after that?
No.
You kids and your short attention spans. We need to get you some Adderall. So the Series X and the Series S have the same CPU.
Crazy.
Yeah.
GPUs are quite a bit different. The GPU for the Series X is a AMD RDNA 2 GPU running 52 compute units at 1.825 gigahertz. The Series S is a AMD RDNA 2 GPU with 20 compute units at 1.565 gigahertz. For the measuring stick that everyone's been measuring their dong with for the last generation and a half. GPU power, Series X is 12.15 teraflops, Series S is 4 teraflops.
Which is the same as the X, right? The Xbox
X is actually 6.
You sure about that?
About 6, I want to say.
I think you're right. I think that the One X is 6, the PlayStation 4 Pro is 4.2 teraflops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That sounds right.
As far as RAM in the systems, the Series X has 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM with 10 gigabytes at 560 gigabytes per second read and write speed. 6 gigabytes of that is at 336 gigabytes per second. The Series S has 10 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM. 8 gigabytes of it is at 224 gigabytes per second. 2 gigabytes is at 56 gigabytes per second. So not as fast on the memory. Performance targets, the Series X, the performance target is 4K at 60 frames per second, up to 120 frames per second. Performance target for the Series S is 1440p at 60 frames per second, up to 120 frames per second.
Mm-hmm. But upscales.
Mm-hmm.
Upscales of 4K.
Mm-hmm.
Storage, the Series X has 1 terabyte of the Gen 4 NVMe SSD space. The Series S has 512. They both support the 1 terabyte expansion cards. The Series S is digital only. The price on the Series X is $499 US. The price on the Series S is $299 US.
Goddamn.
Fuck. I think they said the pre-order starts September 22nd.
Correct.
Yeah.
And release date is November 10th.
Correct.
Yes.
So let's stop there before we move on to other things.
Do you have all access in there? Oh, is there other things? No? Okay. So all access. So this is their big sell for this. So you can get a Series S and 24 months of Game Pass Ultimate for $24 a month.
Yep.
Isn't it $24.99
or $24.99?
for
So
24
that's right, $24.99. So
That's $24 more, sir.
Yeah. So $25 a month for 24 months.
Yeah.
For $35 a month, you can get the Series X. So for $10 more, you get the Series X plus 2 months or 2 years, of Game Pass Ultimate.
Correct.
So that puts the price for the Series S at $600 for the Series S plus 2 years of Game Pass.
Which is insane.
Which is cheaper.
Cheaper than buying it separately. Because there's no interest,
right,
and all of that too.
Right.
Like
and
no money down.
The total price for the Series X would be $840.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's all right.
35 by 24. Is my calculator wrong? Undo calculator. Enhance. 35 times 24. 840.
That doesn't seem right. I thought it ended up being cheaper both ways.
I thought it was too. I thought it was cheaper both ways.
Well,
yeah.
How much Game Pass?
Because Game Pass. So Game Pass is normally $15 a month.
30 times 24 is $720.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's a calculator, guys.
No, I believe you.
No. I know. I'm trying to think in my head. Yeah. So.
Because this was a deal in some way, shape, or form. I forget what it was.
Yeah. So cool thing about this is before it was very kind of limited in like how to get this. Now almost every retailer is doing this. Right. Target, Best Buy, GameStop, Microsoft Store. Like you can get this for this. My opinion, this is the way to go to get this. Sure, you can outright buy your system if you want or whatever. If you absolutely don't want Game Pass, but at this point, I don't know why you would not want Game Pass if you're buying an Xbox.
Yeah, if you even an Xbox, you absolutely should.
Absolutely, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper to do it this way. It is
the best deal in gaming,
and you're not shelling out a shit ton of money up front. Like you're paying $35 a month,
right?
Like if you want to get the Series S, go for it. Get the Series S, but for an extra $10 in that, you get the fucking Series X. Like why wouldn't you? Like
Ultimate is $15 a month.
$15 a month.
Yeah, it's $360 for if you were to do Game Pass Ultimate by itself. So
you're saving a couple bucks there.
Yeah,
you're definitely saving money.
I knew there was a savings in there somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's 11 o'clock at night.
So and like the thing too, like even if you want to just buy your console outright, do the deal and just for your first month's payment, pay the balance.
Well, right, if you want to, absolutely. So here's the thing with the Series S. So people are saying like based on the specs, some of the specs, they're like, well, that's not as good as my PlayStation 4 Pro, but that's not true actually.
That's not.
That's actually not true at all.
Because the processor is much stronger than the PlayStation 4 Pro. The CPU.
Exactly. This is going to support, like they already said, this is going to support ray tracing, which is ridiculous.
The CPU is stronger than the PS4 Pro.
Yes.
The read and write speeds are faster than the PS4 Pro. The memory is faster. The memory is more. The hard drive, it reads and writes faster. So, yeah. If you just look at teraflops,
well, that's the thing.
Which is the stupid thing that the gaming industry and games media have led people to do to determine how strong a console is.
Absolutely. And that's just the wrong, right, exactly. So, like, the Series S for $300 is stupidly cheap.
I was shocked when I saw that price.
That's insane.
Even when I was like, we talked about it, talked about it earlier when I saw the leak. I'm like, man, that looks real. Like $300, I don't know that's real. And then I was like, oh my god, this is $300.
Yeah.
I was like, am I going to buy 2 white consoles? Like, is that going to be possible?
Racist.
But it's just like, then I had like the up and down. It was just like $300 is amazing. No disc drive. But I can say I'm doing my Game Pass anyway. Ooh, wait, I got old backward compatibility games I can't play anymore because I have a disc. It's because there's no disc in that thing. So I'm having like the pluses and minuses.
Half the hard drive space too.
Yeah, right. And they have the hard drive space too.
Yeah.
And that actually, like, granted, they probably had to do that to get that price point.
Agreed.
But that sticks out to me as kind of a big deal for an all digital console.
Agreed, and I think that means a lot of xCloud pushing and things like that as well. So you're not actually downloading the game to the hard drive.
Well, and right. They did confirm that it will support. The S also does support the memory cards,
correct,
or the expansion cards. Which did you have the rumored price in your?
No, I didn't know that.
The rumor price right now is not cheap. For 1 terabyte, it is $220. But
I want to say when they first announced that, they alluded towards a price that wasn't cheap.
Oh,
they
yeah,
totally did. They admitted that it was not going to be cheap, which, I mean, it's still expensive. But the price, though, for what because of the technology and everything like that and what's going on, it makes sense. I know it sounds a lot. Trust me, everyone. I get it. It sounds like a ton of money, but it actually is reasonable.
If you were to buy a comparable spec hard drive for a computer,
it's
probably going to be ballpark. Yeah,
exactly. So that's like the big thing there. So at least it does. So I do give them credit, because right away they were like, yes, it supports these. It does support these. Don't worry. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
They know that, because I think, but to get that initial system in their hands, though, they're like, hey, 512. We got this. How we can keep this at like $300.
It's and you get to play legit next gen games, and
it's stronger than the Xbox One X, which is before discontinued was $500. Like, it's cheaper than that.
It's
more powerful.
It's really amazing, and really kind of, I mean, Xbox has something for everybody, right? Like, even if you want to play these games on the X, you can for the next few the Xbox One X. You can do this for the next couple of years if you really wanted to.
I'll say, what is Xbox One saying for the first
2 years?
2 years?
They
and then
at least their own stuff is going to be the first 2 years. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Which I think they revised that statement to. Initially, it was the first 2 years, and I think for the first 2 years, it was Microsoft first party.
Correct.
And then I can see them revising that again, potentially, depending on how Halo goes.
But I mean, it's a brand new next gen console for $300.
That's insane. It's insane. It's insane. It's smaller than the X.
Smallest Xbox they've ever had in the whole thing.
It's tiny. They showed that picture. I don't know if you guys saw that picture with them with Oreo, where they were making Oreos with the Xboxes, and holy crap!
Yeah, it's very different.
Tiny. Tiny in terms of from the other systems.
And when you bought the X, I remember the moment I saw it, I was like, man, that's way smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. The X is pretty small.
It was small, and
it's smaller than that.
Yeah, and I mean the Series X. I mean, they showed the comparison next to the GameCube. It takes like 2.5 GameCubes to make one Series X.
The thing is, the nice thing though about the Series X, it's the same length as the X.
Yeah,
it's just taller.
Yeah.
So and honestly, it's just so they took apart the S. And basically, the only reason why the X is bigger is the disk drive, but also the fan for the GPU. Is it to make sure it doesn't overheat?
I hate they went away from the liquid cooling.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I mean, I wonder if that would have been at least at this stage, just impossible.
But also $500 for the X.
Well, that's the thing.
Holy crap!
That's that's crazy too.
The more and more I heard about the X, the more and more I was convinced it was going to be more money than the $500. I thought they were going to get to $599 or something in that ballpark. I mean, both prices are super reasonable. I think the S is stupidly reasonable.
Yes,
going to fly off shelves. I really honestly believe that.
That will outsell the X, I think, this holiday season.
I can see that.
Well, yeah, because parents are the ones buying consoles.
That will agreed.
And also, there's going to be that moment of being like, well, this is the only one that's available right now.
We might hit that point as well. You
might hit that point. That may push more X's.
That's what I'm getting at.
But I also like Microsoft, even when they're talking about these pre-orders and stuff, they're not like how Sony was with their thing before, like, hey, sign up and blah,
which
blah, blah.
Which I did, by the way.
And all this. Oh, of course I signed up. but it's like all this stuff.
I keep checking my email every day.
Yeah, me too.
But here's your link to pre-order.
I know. But the way Microsoft has been talking all year, I think we're not going to have an issue getting an X if we want it. Pre-order. Okay. I don't think we're going to have an issue pre-ordering the X if we want the X. You know what I mean? I think as long as you go on September 22nd and you grab your pre-order, and within those first few hours, you got it. You're not going to have any issues.
I could see. So you may not have an issue getting a pre-order in, but I could see you may not be getting yours on launch day.
I don't know. I feel like the way they've talked, I feel like Microsoft's way ahead of their production. They are more than Sony, that's for sure. But I feel like they're even more. They're more ahead of it than we even think. Just from the way they've been talking about it, the way Phil keeps talking about it. I feel like they've got all these systems just ready to go.
They do feel awful confident.
They do, like big time.
It's one of the we're sitting there talking about like you have a hard time. I honestly, in the times I've pre-ordered a system when it became available, I've never had an issue getting a pre-order for a launch day.
Me too.
So I like as long as you're like tuned into the right channels.
Yeah, that day within an hour of them going live, you're usually pretty good. Yeah. That's what worries me. So September 22nd. So do I have to fucking stay up and make sure I pre-order, or does that mean 22nd, like at 9 a.m. Pacific time?
That'd be like Ticketmaster at 10 a.m.
Let's see. They're in Washington, so it could be Pacific time midnight, which means 2 a.m. our time.
2 a.m. our time. I'll set an alarm.
What day of the week is the 22nd?
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. It is a Tuesday.
Let me check.
That's when I'm supposed to. Well, never mind.
Yes, 22nd is a Tuesday. Well, I'm working from home. I don't care. Whatever. It's fine.
I'm usually up anyway.
I'm up till 2 a.m. playing Rainbow Six anyways.
But like I said, honestly, like when they started showing this, man, I was really sold on it. Like I was like, this might be the one I'm going to get. Because like honestly, it's a Game Pass machine for me. Because whatever. And like I said, and it's going to be more powerful than the PS4 Pro. Let me tell you. Last of Us 2 looked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima looked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So like most of the games I'm super excited about coming out on like Microsoft Studios. I mean, maybe Gears is, powerhouse in terms of graphical and things like that, and always different, but like still different graphical powerhouse. But just like can't really foresee anything. It's just like I need to have like the most kick-ass machine for this specific thing. Because I think like those games are coming out of Sony.
Sure.
Now, then I saw the All Access thing. Like, well,
for $10 more a month, why not?
I guess, yeah, exactly.
You might as well get the best.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if I end up going that way, which I might, I mean, and doing kind of what you said, just like get it, pay it off, and then I'm good for 2 more years of Game Pass 2, which I freaking love and adore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I forget Major Nelson. I don't remember what it is exactly, but they already said how it would if you did that, if you already had a subscription, how it would factor in. They already they already like figured it all out. Like it would all add up.
Good.
Okay. I was saying, what do you mean? If I assume it would just stack on top of what I already have.
Well, yeah, no, it'll but again, unlike Sony right now, they're being very blunt and up forward about how yes, it will. You'll all get. Well, actually, this one might be a little bit different because of I'm assuming your next news with EA.
Yeah.
You want to jump into that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. We started talking about Sony.
Yeah,
I guess some things to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get through everything here, and
we should. We should probably get through everything right now. Yeah, because then we can just talk about it all. Because I don't know what all you have.
Just a couple more things. So they also announced today that EA Play is now part of Game Pass on both Xbox and PC. So that includes whatever EA has in their vault, which is usually, I mean, especially for Xbox, it's great because they have all the 360 backwards compatible games
and Xbox One games too. They have a couple of those.
Oh yeah.
It usually includes like the previous year's sports games.
Original.
Yes.
And then you get whenever they release a new game, you get a 10-hour trial, which is how I've been playing Madden and UFC.
And if you want to buy it, you get it on a discount. You get 10%
discount.
It's all forward. That starts in December.
This holiday, they said.
This holiday.
My guess is launch.
That makes sense.
So I would assume come like around Thanksgiving, we'll have access to a lot more games in the Game Pass for EA.
And by the way, no extra charge, included with your subscription. Unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
How great that is.
Yeah, I was in my head. I'm sitting there going, I'm like, well, I already have EA access on PlayStation. How does that affect? But there's separate subscriptions for PlayStation and Xbox.
Right.
So.
Correct.
Major Nelson also did release something about if you already have an EA access account and stuff, like how that would work. So check them out. They have it all.
I said they have it all figured out.
They have it all figured out how it would work.
But I mean, we're talking about Battlefront, Battlefield, Dead Space 1, 2, and 3.
Mass Effect.
I'm talking about Mass Effect.
And then coming forward, Star Wars Squadrons in October.
If you're a PC gamer, Sims.
Right? Oh my god! I didn't even think about that. That's huge. That's a huge.
Are they Age of Empires?
No, that's Microsoft themselves.
There's one of those strategy games that EA does. Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer.
It's mind-boggling.
It's insane. It's insane. This is a huge
I just don't understand like how the best deal in video games keeps getting better. Like, how is this possible?
I was thinking about that while I was driving over. I'm like, so I've always wondered how like just how Game Pass, the way it was set up, like how the payouts on that worked. Like, because the people aren't putting their games on there for free; they're getting some kind of financial, incentive.
Well, a lot of indie games that like companies have said like this is like this actually helped them actually.
Right.
Like it was a good deal for them.
But like now, something like this, like EA, like how's the money? I mean, is EA Access just not that popular, and they want to get some value out of it, or
maybe it's not as popular on consoles? Is that what I can think of? But like, I don't know, man. It's just
I don't know.
Did I talk about Carry On last time we were here?
Yeah.
All right, good.
I don't know, but
It's a good game.
So
Speaking of Game Pass,
on top of all Xbox's stuff, Ubisoft decided to pile on some news. They announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla will launch on November 10th, available for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Stadia, and PC. That will run at 4K for 60 frames per second on the Series X. Interesting to note there, they did not list PS5, which tells me that will not be out by that date.
I agree. I totally agree. Wild stuff.
And they also announced Watch Dogs Legion will launch on October 29th for Xbox One, PS4, Stadia, and PC, Xbox Series X and S on November 10th, and there will be no charge for next-gen upgrades.
So much good news today. For real. Like this is the uplifting stuff we need.
Compared to the news we had last episode, where it's just a giant shit pile of...
This is so much good shit.
It really is.
It's like... This I saw something
and positive news like
I woke up for work today, got on my 8:30 call, and then I pull up Twitter after that call, and I'm like, oh, there's all kinds of shit.
What happened?
Like it's honestly, I mean, today was one of those days where it's just like, man, maybe I will start playing some third-party games on Xbox. And it's just like because they're doing so much right stuff.
I will say the one thing that concerns me about the Series S. Third-party games.
Sure.
So the Series S, just looking at the numbers, it's not going to be as powerful as the Series X,
right.
Not as powerful as the PlayStation 5.
Right.
And it worries me that those third-party developers have to develop for the lowest common denominator. Which, granted, it's not an Xbox One launch edition that they're developing for.
Right.
But it's still, I feel like, holding them back kind of. It's one of the things I was so excited about PlayStation not doing like the split generation like Xbox is doing. Like they're going next gen. Their first-party games are all going to be developed for next gen. It's all going to take advantage of everything it has to offer.
It's like funky. Like I talked about Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot, and like I had the Xbox version in my hands. This is before it was on Game Pass. I had the Xbox version in my hand, and I did this little research, and it was just like it runs the worst on Xbox One.
Yeah. The original Xbox.
It goes
yeah,
Xbox
right.
One in terms of like levels.
Yeah.
It goes Xbox One, PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One X. So it had both. It's on both ends of it.
Oh yeah,
on both
absolutely,
ends, top
absolutely.
And
Yep.
So like that's something that can be figured out, but with a hefty patch, a lot of hard drive space and things like that.
Sure.
So I'm worried about if I have my 1 terabyte drive and all these super high end games, right? And I have to download an extra patch for the game on top of it, like what the
4K texture package,
right?
Sure.
Which at launch, it's not going to be an issue because. I mean, those third-party games are going to be being developed for current gen also,
right.
And that'll be more what's holding next gen back than anything else. Later in the life cycle, though, I could see it being an issue long term.
And that's the thing. I've been thinking about that, and I'm just like, you know what? Actually, this might be good for me because like I have over 300 games installed currently on my Xbox One.
Oh, dude.
So it's one of those things where it's like, hey,
I got a TV show for you guys. It's called Hoarders.
So like, digital hoarders.
Yeah, exactly.
We are digging into your digital bullshit.
Absolutely, but that's the thing though. It's like this is in a way I kind of see it as a good thing where it's like, no, I'm going to install what I'm actually going to fucking play, like instead of just installing shit because it's there.
That doesn't work for this guy.
I find that so annoying. I don't want to delete anything.
Have you seen his PlayStation dashboard?
Oh yeah, no, I know.
It's well organized for one.
Oh, it is.
Okay,
it is. But your backlog is on there.
It is on there. Because I can tell you how many times I've been like, man, what am I going to play? And then I go through my backlog. I'll play something out of that backlog. If it's not downloaded, it ain't happening. It's just not going to happen. So it needs to be there ready for me when I'm in the mood.
So with the Series S thing, like I understand your concerns with that, but at the same time, for me, like I think it's just more just like this could be like a PC setting. right? Where like
Hope so.
the S is
Hopefully.
and that's kind of what I'm thinking. So what I'm thinking is like, okay, so the Series X is going to get the RTX 3080 version, where it's going to be the 4K 60 frames and all that, but the S version is going to get the medium, where if you've got a 2080, you know what I mean, like that kind of thing.
But like PC developers also don't have Xbox telling them you have to support this platform. They can at some point say, hey, no, these are our minimum required specs.
Sure.
If your computer doesn't meet that, sorry.
But a lot of the games too, I think are on PC. Like a lot of these games nowadays are on PC as well.
A lot of them you can run on pregnancy tests.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the essence of smart delivery is though for Microsoft, for Xbox?
Yes.
It's like it knows what
system you're running on. Yeah.
So it's just gonna download that version and optimize for whatever version
exactly.
that is.
Exactly.
So, but that would also tell me that there's gonna be Xbox version and Xbox
S version,
One X version, an Xbox S version, and an X version, at least for the first couple of years.
Right.
So I think to Art's point, like I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you get ready for 4 levels of console with one SKU and not have it be just
I would like to
see big patch that's going to require a ton of my hard drive space.
Sure. No, I would like to see what Ubisoft has to say about this, because they're clearly the ones that are like kind of front running this, like with everything at least right now, at least at the launch. So I mean they won't, but I would love to hear what they have to say about this, because again, Valhalla, this is a perfect example. They're gonna have a Series X version, they're gonna have a Series S version, and then they're gonna have the version on the disc, which is gonna be either Xbox One or Xbox X.
Right.
Like that's gonna be the over there. So there's basically gonna be 3 different versions of this game that they're gonna have ready to go. So like I would love to hear from Ubisoft like what it takes to get those versions, and because something tells me, especially for them, I have a feeling for them it's not a big deal.
Well, I imagine, so Microsoft's delivery system is smart enough to know which platform you're on.
Right.
So my thought is, if it knows, if you're getting a digital version, they are going to have a package. They're going to have the base game for the Xbox One series. They're going to have a package version for the Series S, which is going to be the base game plus whatever upgraded doohickeys are in that one. And they're gonna have another package which is the same thing, the Series X version plus the 4K graphics, and it's just gonna deliver you that whole package instead of here's the base game, now download a patch.
No,
it's just gonna give it to you in just one blob.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I pop in that disc day one of Valhalla, it's gonna be like, oh, you're on a Series X, cool.
Listen, yeah, you're gonna put in the disc.
Let me download this 100 gigs.
Yeah, let me download all the stuff for the Series X that's not on this package that would have been in the digital package.
Exactly. Yep.
Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, talking about Ubisoft, they're definitely ones to know because they're not shy about sharing information. Like they talk about there's no PlayStation backwards compatibility past the 4. Yep. They kind of semi broke that news. But okay, turning this to PlayStation. So we know there's 2 versions of PlayStation. There's the
shitter get off the pot, Sony.
There's a disc version, the digital version, and now, can anyone fathom a reality where the discless version is $300?
No.
Oh God, no.
Not at all.
God, no.
Best case scenario as
400.
It's 400 if you're a buyer.
500 for disc, 400 for now disc.
That's what I'm thinking too. But
I mean,
it's still not bad.
Don't
get me wrong.
That's not bad when you consider you're getting the disc version, which is a notch lower than the Series X, for a mid price point.
It's another thought I had too. I feel like Microsoft just didn't in another reality, they released a $400 version of this new console because I feel like they already stepped one up and stepped one down. They released a slim model and the advanced model already
all at the same time
of a system that never existed.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I mean, what happens if Sony comes out with 600 and 500? Because that's very plausible.
It's very plausible, but it's not going to be good.
That's going to be very bad.
That's going to be bad.
I mean, they played this game of chicken for so long,
which is
Microsoft
why
had their hand kind of thrown at them because they had to do this because of the internet leak and whatever it is. But now it's just oh shit!
This is why I don't think Sony released anything today, in terms of with this. I think they're figuring out how much can they do the 500? I think the 500 took them off guard. I'm going to be honest. The 300
took them off guard.
Well, the 300 definitely took them off guard, but I think even the 500 took them off guard as well. I really think it did. So I think right now they're figuring out, can we sell this for 500, like the disc version for 500, and can we afford the 400 for the discless version and not go bankrupt and or lose? Like obviously, a lot like Microsoft. We know Microsoft's probably losing a ton of. I would love to see the numbers, how much money they're losing on both of these systems by doing this.
$499.12 to create. They sell it for they sell it for $500.
They're losing shipping and packaging.
They're losing shipping and packaging.
Right. Which that would have surprised me. That could be.
There's a huge difference depending on how much of a risk Microsoft as a whole is willing to gamble on Xbox as the product platform, the subsect of Microsoft.
Absolutely.
Microsoft is a $1 trillion company.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sony is not.
I would kill to know how much money they generate from Game Pass. I would love to know that number.
Oh, I'm sure you
could find a subscriber number.
I'm sure there is.
But I mean, you're also paying out to these developers to do these things.
Profit.
Yeah, I don't know what the bottom line is, how much they're money making on this. But anyway, like the whole going back to Sony piece of this thing, like man, I just if we look back at history, right? Xbox One X, Jesus Christ, these damn names. The Xbox One.
They really fucked everyone when they talk about this stuff.
I mean, TVs and phones and everything else is all stupid. So why not?
I was going to say everything's dumb. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
So, what the hell was I going to say? Oh, the original Xbox One, when that came out, the launch edition had Kinect built into it. Right. But it was $100 more than the PlayStation 4 was.
Yes, it was $500.
And that was like...
Everyone says that was suicide for the Xbox for that generation.
It was, and that killed the entire generation.
It did.
The $100 difference. I mean, to Kinect is one thing, but just like $100 difference to people just walking up and looking at, okay, there's this available, there's this available. Okay, well, I'm just going to buy this one because it's $100 cheaper. So, like, can Sony do that now? Can he come out at $600 now with their highest version of their system, which is actually less powerful than the Series X?
Exactly. Nope.
And like, I mean, we're in the know, so we kind of know these things, right? But like, at the end of the day, someone's going to come up there to see a $600 price tag and a $500 price tag and be like, Jimmy, you're getting a $500 model.
Right.
And that's what it is.
I'll say then that's what killed the PS3 originally. Like the PS3 took a long time to catch up. That was $600 when it first came out.
How much was the 360 when it came out?
360 was $400.
There was a lot of things that killed the PS3.
Well, yes, there's a lot of issues besides the processor and everything. But like
the processor was the big one.
That was the big one.
And then they'll end up killing them either. Like they end up selling more 360s than 360s in the long run.
Yeah.
So like, but
initially at launch, I mean, Microsoft was out a year earlier for $400, and the PS3 came out at $600, and it just I mean that was a big deal, and like Sony, I think, and Sony knows that, like they know they can't afford to do that again. So it's so for me, it's like, okay, I wonder if they're trying to figure out like. The only thing I can think of is like, okay, look, guys, we have to make it 500. We have to make the disc version 500. How much are we going to lose on this?
Pulling up, doing some research here. Back in February, somebody reported, somebody with knowledge of the supply chain for Sony reported to Bloomberg that the production cost of the PS5 is $450 to manufacture.
So basically plus packaging and everything,
shipping, marketing
so
costs.
Look at like $600 probably for Sony. Per system, roughly, right? I would say.
Who knows? I mean, it all depends on how much they make, how many of those things they make too. But I don't know, man. Like, it's like usually when you play the game of chicken. If you blink first, it means you lose. But Microsoft blinked first on this one, and
they were so aggressive.
And
on this
and they end up just being like. I think it's gonna end up working for them in the long run. They're first out of the gate with the information. They're most likely going to be first with pre-orders and things like that, and possibly. I mean, there's no way one of these PlayStation 5s is going to be $300 or
oh god,
$300.
No.
So they're gonna win on price. They're gonna win on price. They're gonna win on value when you look at Game Pass. And I mean, yes, PlayStation has some awesome games coming out. Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank.
God. The Ratchet they showed at the Gamescom. Oh my god! Oh yeah, we even talking about fucking Gamescom. I forgot that was going.
We talked about it.
There was quite a bit of it. But Ratchet was incredible.
Yeah, Kendall is looking really really good too. Yeah. And there was like a cover story in Game Informer which actually got me even more interested in it. So like, yeah, I mean, so Sony's gonna stick with it. We got some awesome games coming out within the launch window. We have these amazing franchises that you love and you're gonna want to play more of. hey, Jimmy, you're getting the $500 one. Or Jimmy, you're getting the $300 one. Right. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, this...
Like, it's a thing, like, it's like, yeah, like, it's not what Jimmy wanted, maybe, but it's not like you're getting a bad machine.
No, not at all.
You might not have the more powerful one that Billy has.
Right.
But you can still play your Fortnite and your Call of Duty and your Assassin's Creed and...
You guys
300 games on Game Pass.
You guys can still play together and everything, too. Like, I mean, it's just, yeah. And back to Phil's comment about how this was not supposed to be revealed till next week. I heard they had some insight on when Sony was going to do it.
Well, there was a lot of rumors floating around that Sony was going to do it today because it's some anniversary.
It's the PlayStation
1
anniversary. Which Sony made a post on Twitter. Yeah. PlayStation did not.
Right.
PlayStation didn't make any posts today.
I don't know.
Which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like, then you hear you hear rumors like, oh, it's going to be out this Thursday. Like, start pre-orders on the 10th. That's obviously not going to happen unless it'd be like, pre-orders start right now.
That's not happening.
So, like, I mean, shit, we've been here for 3 hours. Who knows what's going on right now, but... Get y'all twitchy.
Let me take a look at Twitter really quick. This is exactly what happened last night. All of a sudden, it was like, holy shit, what is going on right now?
Sony's been doing that, like, just like dropping info.
Let me check these emails real quick, make sure there's nothing here.
Oh, Super Mario 3D All-Stars is no longer available on Amazon, by the way.
Bitch. Oh, well.
So that tells you that
it's on Best Buy.
Insane.
Oh, look at that box.
That's really cool.
They just released the Xbox Series X box.
I know they did it for the Series S. Have they done like the exploded like breakdown view of the Series X?
They did. I've seen that somewhere. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's finally happening, guys.
So
it took till September, but
so Xbox news keeps going. We keep getting more and more Xbox news. We're getting nothing from PlayStation at all.
Yeah, this silence is.
We're getting VR deals.
Those are just really good.
Which are great deals, honestly. They are. They really are. But, yeah, that's not what people want.
Yeah, their silence is deafening right now.
So, as you guys, I'm sure you guys know, Shuhei, good old PlayStation guy. So, he just tweeted something about how, oh my God, Astrobot's only $7.39 right now. If you have a PlayStation VR, go buy that right now, okay? The very first comment, though, these are not the prices we're looking for. The Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is true.
So, yeah, it's... I mean,
that's so funny.
I would assume at this point it's imminent, right? Like, we're going to be getting some... It has to be. The
longer they sit quiet, the worse it looks.
Cat's out of the bag for Microsoft. Let's just do this.
Next week.
It's
like, the fact they didn't do it today... next week.
Well, it's very interesting too, like because Microsoft owned Twitter yesterday via rumors and being like, okay,
this. And now they own Twitter today because of official
and the video. And
everything,
and like the introduction and things like that. So like this is like 2 days in a row, or this is like Microsoft's time to shine. So if I was only be like, okay, let them have their moment. Now next week, sometime this weekend, wherever it is, we'll put it out, and have our moment, and then let the games begin. So.
Oh my God!
It's finally happening.
It's about time.
Best case scenario for Sony at this point is 500, 400.
I totally agree.
I agree with you 100%. I think you have to do 500, 400, and I think
if they can,
if they
can, I know, but I mean, I think you have to though. Like if you do more than that, I mean,
I think you can. I think they can probably get away with 550, 400.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I just think you can't be more with lower specs than the Xbox Series X. I think you just can't.
Oh man, and it's one of those. Well, here's another thing too. We didn't even talk about the backward compatibility piece of it, where like they're saying like no 1, no 2, no 3, but 4 and going forward. Yes. So how many millions of Xbox 4s? Jesus Christ! How many millions of PlayStation 4s are in the wild right now?
I have no idea.
A lot.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
This is the same thing. We're like, hey, mom and dad, I can still use all these games and use these controllers on the next system. That's could be a selling point too for trying to get the next PlayStation thing. So like if it's $600 and I can just upgrade what I have now, get the new controller coming in the box, but still play all my old games and everything that I have started with the PlayStation ecosystem that I've been with for the last 7 years because I'm an Xbox 360 convert.
Sure.
What? Sorry, I blacked out.
Well, I mean,
I'm sitting here in my head trying to do math. I'm like, how can PlayStation justify $550?
They can just.
Well, I mean,
They can bundle some digital games with it, like some of their classic
They won't.
games.
They're going to have that Astrobot, whatever, is going to be
that's
downloaded
included.
automatically.
I mean, they already said that that's included, but I mean,
But it's like one like.
Oh, the demo disc. That's what they need.
I'm thinking
They
like
need a demo
they
disc.
they could give away. You buy it and you register your console online. You get
3
See,
months.
at
Of,
least-
3 months of now.
see,
Yeah.
at least paying
but then Game Pass just go. Yeah, we'll give you 6 months.
at least paying $600 for my PlayStation 3 at launch. I got Talladega Nights on Blu-ray. All
That's
right,
true.
I did.
I got
get Talladega
nothing.
Nights. I got Talladega
And
Nights.
I got nothing. I was lucky to find a goddamn console.
And I got Talladega Nights, and I got a 9-hour download of MotorStorm.
Nice.
for the
Jesus.
demo.
Oh my, that's right.
And back then, when you downloaded
Back in my day.
back in my day, when you downloaded it, there was no background downloading either.
Nope.
So you had to download it and just
That was
let
it. You had to
sit.
wait.
You couldn't
Yep.
play any of the other games or
Nope.
do anything else.
Nope.
You change the input on your TV and watch something.
Yep.
Talladega Nights and a very poor version of Untold Legends was my PS3 launch
What did I get?
experience.
What did I have on
'Cause,
PlayStation 3?
I loved Untold Legends on the PSP, and I was like, oh yeah, PS3, yeah, I want this version. Go with that garbage.
I think I bought Resistance.
Got a PS3. I got Resistance. I got Darkness.
Darkness, yeah,
I
yeah.
got a launch.
No,
No, I bought it after launch.
Okay.
it was a couple years.
so
It was like a couple years after.
No, it was a couple months.
Was it?
I think
Was
I
it
bought,
really that quick?
I think I bought mine like 6 months after
Oh,
launch.
okay.
Darkness is so good. We'll never see another one of those games.
I need another Condemned. That's what I need.
That's the thing too.
That
It's
was a
like-
360
I'm so
launch.
stupid. I'm like maybe I'll spend $200 extra so I can maybe play Condemned again, the disc version I bought for my Xbox. Like,
That's what I say. You need to look at those games you have on disc and be like, "What am I really going to play these games again?"
and I mean, most of them are just like I just like to
And
have.
if
Like,
not-
I mean,
it's
if
like
not-
Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 is Portal 2 is like these are like some of my favorite games of all time. I like to have.
Just buy them digital.
I could sell them for like I don't know $8 and just buy them digitally.
Honestly,
Oh, you're doing my Rainbow Six thing then.
Yeah, I'm just buying them multiple times.
Buy it multiple times. Buy digital, trade it in somewhere, and eat the $7 for the convenience.
Yep.
I mean, with the way the all access is though, I was gonna get the Series X no matter what this Series S was, and I'm still. I mean, and especially with that, Series X is happening. I think you asked me like a couple times ago, like, hey, how do I feel about? I'm all in on the Series X now again. I'm all in again.
I'm much more excited than I
On
was.
launch.
Much
On
more-
launch day, I
I
am
was
all
so
in.
much more
I
excited
think
about
at
it.
launch was the way I was freaking
That's
out.
right. On launch, I am all in on launch day again. Like I am back.
If I can-
like
Well, especially now you're hearing from Ubisoft. Hey, these games are coming out.
That too, I mean,
it's
Jesus,
launching day
like-
of, or you have free upgrades day of launch for Watch Dogs. I mean that
So-
helps sell it a lot.
oh, it's huge. I mean,
Because before this, it was, hey, you can play your games you can play in the same system you have now.
and you'll
it might
you'll
upscale.
get the upgrade. We just didn't know like when or whatever. But
Right.
now like for me, now that I know Valhalla Series X patches day one,
Yeah.
I've already pre-ordered it.
Nice.
Watch Dogs, I'll keep an eye on that one. I'm still not convinced on that one.
I played the first two and I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But this one looks fun. I mean, this one looks good. But like,
You're
I'm
only
not.
saying that because you can beat people up as a granny.
Well, yeah.
Duh.
Why are you being loud about it?
God,
But we'll
guys are
see.
so easy.
But now I know for a fact that Yakuza. I
Yep.
mean, day one Series X. So I'm all in on that. They just announced today Gears Tactics is day one on Series X. So I mean, I'm not a Tactics fan, but again, Game Pass. I will download that game one.
That'll be day one Series X. I think they said they showed it today at 4K,
They
120
did.
frames a second.
They did, and it was insane. It was insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I am all in again. Like I was a little worried before, but I am all in launch day Series X again.
Your level of excitement is kind of like it started up here, a little bit, took a big dive.
It took
here
a
at some
big
point,
dive. It did. It
and then
did.
just a sharp upturn.
It totally did.
Those
today.
two shows, like the third party show that they did, and the first party show is like, man, this is like nothing. This is like whatever. But like,
And then all of a sudden, boom. Well, the thing is too, like this, but before that, Assassin's Creed, like the rumor was 4K but 30 frames.
Right.
Now we're talking 4K 60, like what we thought we were gonna get for the next gen.
Yeah.
Done. I'm in. Like that. Now I'm all in again because like before, if you're telling me you're gonna give me 4K at 30 frames, I get that on my X right now.
Right.
Like, so who cares?
and like, And all like those games that are on Game Pass, a ton of them have like X enhancements too.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna. I mean, even those games are not necessarily. Like I'm going from launch Xbox One.
Yeah.
Can I get the 4K patch for Left 4 Dead?
Oh jeez, right.
Or just like the
He's
PC
making
patches.
Left 4 Dead.
Just make it Left 4 Dead.
It's not a VR experience.
Dude, Left 4 Dead
Well,
is like impossible to play by yourself. By the way.
Well, I'm excited.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. No, it totally is. And I'm excited because the Medium keeps tweeting now.
Yeah.
Like they've been tweeting a lot. So they haven't announced. They still have not said when it's coming out. I really think it's still launch window.
Yeah.
I'm really convinced it's launch window, which I'm super pumped for that on Series X.
There's a lot to be excited about right now, man. It really is, and it's like I said, it's.
I feel
it's got
way better than I have.
It's gotten me more excited too, and it just knowing knowing the price and knowing what it is.
Yeah, I just like having new news, just some information.
Yeah.
I was Xbox Weekly. I'm like, thank you for giving information that people want.
Yeah,
Like I said, now it comes down to
yeah.
September 22nd. What does that mean? Do I have to stay up? Does that mean midday, early morning?
Probably going to vary by retailer.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you. That's going to piss me off.
Although if you're doing all access, you need to know when Xbox is going live.
No,
you can do it anywhere.
anywhere.
Well, most anywhere.
Well, a lot of places. GameStop, Target,
You do all
Best
access
Buy.
through them, or you're
Yep.
doing Best Buy financing through.
No, you do all access through them.
I don't know how that's gonna look.
I don't know either. But
It's gonna be like
really,
buying
I'm really curious how and why the brick and mortars went along with that.
I don't know.
I
don't know,
but they gotta be getting.
Microsoft's got to give them some kind of money for that.
Yeah, because I mean, you're agreeing to push a plan that's gonna put you out of the video game business.
Well, do you pay taxes when you do it? Like when you buy
No.
a cell phone,
No.
you don't pay taxes. Like,
It says
I don't pay,
no upfront money. They said they've
Well, no,
been
but
very
But
upfront
sales
about that.
tax will still be wrapped into your bill, I'm guessing.
Well, that's
right.
But
I'm
that's
like when you buy a cell phone now.
But that's
like
the
you pay sales
$35
tax today and.
I see.
Right, but that's no. They said no upfront money.
I gotta do more research on this because it's like
that's-
something doesn't. This is too good to be true.
I
Something's gotta
don't
be wrong.
disagree. I don't disagree.
That no upfront money thing, that sounds like there's got to be something buried in the fine print there. You can't not pay sales tax.
I don't know. I just don't know.
All right, I gotta look at that more.
But all I know is because I mean
Amazon can't get away with not paying sales tax. Microsoft's gonna get away with it.
I don't know.
Maybe if you're lucky enough to live in a state that doesn't have a Microsoft store.
All right. To end this show, I'm gonna do a throwback because this is Steak's moment to shine. So Steak, final words.
Probably did final words.
I wore my Xbox shirt for a reason. Xbox is back. They're going strong. I feel way more confident now. We still need more games. They're coming. They are coming. The studios are coming. They've got the studios. The games are coming. I feel a lot more confident because even without like all this information, Game Pass, now EA Play being thrown into Game Pass. Remember everyone, September 15th, if you're an Xbox Ultimate member, you have xCloud. That means all these games that were on xCloud before, like Madden and stuff, are probably coming back. Like in Dragon Inquisition and everything, they're probably coming back. That's huge. Like, because those games, xCloud, if you don't have to own the games to play them. Like you don't. Like if they're on xCloud, you get to play them.
You just need to have access to them. If you have a Game Pass membership, you have access to them.
Exactly, which is insane. Don't get me wrong. I need more info from PlayStation because I'm still super excited for Gran Turismo 7. I'm pumped for Ratchet and Clank. Miles Morales. I haven't gotten into it yet, but for you guys, I am super pumped for Horizon 2. I'm very
Seeing as how I still haven't played Last of Us, I would gladly have traded Last of Us to swap dates with Horizon 2.
I'm still super pumped for PlayStation and what they're going to do and everything, but God, it feels good. I kind of abandoned Xbox earlier in this generation because they were just not being smart. Phil has made it smart, and God, Phil's just been like, I won't drop it.
Don't. It's brand new phone.
I'm
mic drop.
I'm waiting for you to palm strike your glass there or punch a microphone.
Seriously, mic drop. Like with what's been going on the last couple days with Xbox.
The simplicity of announcing through a tweet today, that was a mic drop.
Absolutely. It's unbelievable.
Here's the additions. Here's the prices. Here's the pre-order date. Here's the release date. Boom.
When was the last time a tweet like that made that much impact in terms of the gaming world? Like it's insane. Because like everyone went berserk. Without an E3 conference, without some a direct, without anything like that, everyone went berserk over this today, and everyone's already said hell, even if you don't buy a Series X, I've seen so many people being like, I'm buying a PS5 and a Series S, which that's what Microsoft wanted you to do. Guess what? That's what Microsoft wants you to do. Even if you're a PlayStation owner, but you buy a Series S, guess what? Microsoft just won. Sony just lost.
You're in the ecosystem.
Or if you're a Sony PC gamer,
absolutely,
they keep it in the Game Pass. That's all they want you in Game Pass.
They want you in Game Pass.
They want you on that recurring subscription.
Which is why they right away after they announced everything, the next article they posted was all about that all access. There was all about the all access because they want you to know, hey, not only are you getting EA Play on this, but you are getting Ultimate Game Pass, which is you're getting access to over 100 or 200 games, whatever it is. And guess what? You're not paying $500 up front. You're not paying $300 up front. You're paying $25 a month. Which, I mean, in this day and age, with the way we pay for our cell phones, everyone's like, that's nothing. Also, I can afford this.
Also, in current economy, how does $500 sound?
Right.
How does $25 sound?
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I'm so happy for Microsoft. I'm so happy for Phil. I mean, and the
be happy for you.
I'm happy for me. I'm very happy for me. I am selfish. Like I said, I pulled out my Xbox shirt before this because I was like, I need to support fully. But just the way, and then we talked about the way Microsoft handled this on Twitter and everything was fantastic. I've never seen anyone handle leaks this well. Usually developers are not very happy.
They just stay quiet until it's time for them that you want to announce anyway.
Still do it anyways, right? Exactly. Where Phil was like I said, the fact he was open, he was like, hey, this was supposed to happen next week, but here you guys go. Thank you for your response. Thank you for being supportive on this. And I love that Walmart Canada tweeted like, hey, at least we didn't leak this one.
It was like the definition of making the best of a bad situation for Microsoft, and they made the best. I mean, honestly, they really crushed it in the last couple of days.
Yeah, when that leak went out, I'm sure because there are no meetings, I'm sure the phone call, the emails went like, "How did they get this information?" And 10 minutes later, I was like, "Well, fuck it, just confirm it. It's fine."
I mean, considering the other leaks for Series S too, before this,
right? Microsoft leaked it themselves when they released the controllers and whatever.
Point. Come on, well, that was due to looting, so.
Yeah.
I mean that was in the back room in the Best Buy before the looting.
Microsoft stores were selling them.
Oh, were some of them selling them out front?
Oh, okay. I
didn't know that.
That was before the looting even started.
Oh, okay, and then there was cards, the Game Pass cards that say Series S on them and everything. So I mean, they handled this very well, and I think they knew they need to be consumer friendly when it came with this as well.
With the controllers and the Game Pass cards, what can you do other than be like, good eye?
Well, what's his name? B. Sims already threatened Sony. So guys, don't be surprised in the next couple of days with leaking. Supposedly he has the PlayStation information. He's the same guy that leaked the Series X stuff before. He's the one that leaked the Series X stuff before.
B-Sims or whatever.
B-Sims or whatever, yeah. But so he just said, what was it? Was it this morning? It was either late last night or this morning. He said, hey, PlayStation, you're going to release it or am I going to have to do it? So the next couple of days we might get some more leaks.
Hopefully so.
But yeah,
in my experience, leakers typically don't sit on information if they.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Like, why?
Unless there's some monetary gain for it in some way,
maybe.
But I doubt it in terms of.
Are you holding a hostage?
If there was some monetary gain, I don't think Microsoft would have been playing coy when the Series S stuff was leaked.
Oh, I agree.
I don't think there's any blackmailing going on over. I'm going to release your picture and your price.
No, I don't disagree. But oh my god. Like I said, now that I've been on, God damn it, fucking Twitter again already. I know it's just the box, but just seeing the
one more thing,
retail box, another thing. Well, there's been a couple of people already saying, hey, You think we're done this week? We're not, from Microsoft. So I wonder what else is coming.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what else they could add.
I don't know what else, but I'm
What
ready.
else can they do?
I'm ready.
Are they going to get like PlayStation games on Game Pass now? Like, what the hell are you going to do?
I don't know. I have it in my calendar for pre-order, so don't forget.
I know. So I'm
It's to
really,
go off at
I'm
6
really.
p.m. the day before, just in case. I'm ready.
Oh, you're not going to need a reminder. All right. I think you got it.
I'm sorry, you sit on the computer at 5.
I'm not going to sleep that night. I'm not going to sleep that. I'm not going to sleep that night.
F5.
I am getting my Series X, and I will be getting it through All Access.
Very cool. All right. Let's leave it right there. See you next time, Stickheads.